mahasag suok sa kalibutan. Gisuportahan po ng mga musikero
Okay,
Bisaya.
come on, Angel!
Mauni ang online radio sa mga Bisaya. Sa Bisdak Radio.
Angel! Mabuhay! Come on, papanay ka magpata!
BisdakRadio.com.
Ang online radio para sa tanan, siguradong imong laay di mawagtang. Busa maminaw na sa Bisdak Radio.
Bakbak yun, diba?
Mga paborito nga mga tukar busa paminaw na
Bakbak
sa
yun,
radio.
Come on, bakbak!
Suporta sa musikerong Bisaya diri sa Bisdak Radio.
That's what it sounds like to me, you know? Oh, shit. Oh. No, what was the one? The Kiki something or whatever? Kikiriki or something? You look nice, Juliet.
Bisdak Radio, online, nationwide,
yeah, look at that.
Worldwide.
Look at that color.
Asang sok sa kalibutan. Bisdak Radio, ang online radio nga masaligan. Ang online radio nga nagmahal sa katawhan.
Is Danny wearing blue?
Ang online radio sa mga Bisaya. Kaysa Bisdak Radio, sikat ka.
I think Ivy looks purple.
I'll start now. Hello, viewers.
Okay.
Good morning. Today is Saturday again, and what is the date? November 27, 2021. Wow, December is coming. I am sure Santa Claus is coming. And do you prepare already your list? What to ask from Santa Claus, Michael? Have you prepared your list already? Not yet?
Yes.
No. Okay, so my dear viewers, welcome to our program, Ikaw o ang Imong Kinabuhi. Wow, the group is present today. Everybody's present. And then we would like to present to you our guest for today, our very own co-host, Michael Russell O'Brien. Because today, we will be discussing about the music industry. You know, Michael is also in the music industry, you know. He is a singer, composer, and a producer of his own songs too. So, we will discuss what is the magic in the music, you know, because they said music is the language of our soul. Right, Michael? Hello, Michael.
Yes.
Yeah. It is the language of our soul. Oh, here.
I think Angel doesn't have me on screen yet, right?
Yeah, it's on now.
Oh, there we are. All right, there we are.
You got it now.
Angel, you're great.
Oh, yeah. Angel is trying to figure out here. So, Michael.
She is good.
We have discussed that music is the language of our soul. So, how can you define that? When we say it is the language of our soul?
Well, if you think about it, like anything in your life is related so deeply to music. So, like you can go back to your childhood, your first love. I mean, all when a family member died, there's music. When you have a breakup, so music is the most powerful medium in the world, really.
Oh, so through music, it's like an expression. say an expression of your emotions, whether it is joy,
Right.
sorrow, or how you call this? Yeah, joy, sorrow, and if you're problematic, it can also soothe the soul. If you are problematic, if you listen to the music, it's like your problem is gone. Right, Michael? And
Right.
I remember that also.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I remember before when I had an admirer that who cannot express himself. So what he did was to give me those records, those records. At first, he gave me the song "Love" by the Beatles, meaning he's trying to court me first with the song "Love," and then after a few days, he gave me the song "Will You Please Take My Hand for a While" by Glenn Campbell. You heard that song? Take My Hand for
That
a
one
While
I don't.
from Glenn
that
Campbell.
one I don't know.
No. Oh, okay. You're not born yet. You were not born yet of that song. So there I came to realize that he's trying to court me because through the expression of the songs that he's giving me, those record player, So what do you think, Michael? How can music help in the industry to prosper our economy? Music industry is a branch of the economic factor for the progress of a nation. Yes, June? And then, so how can we contribute the music industry? What do you think?
Well, today it's so different because of the internet,
Okay.
So, for smaller artists to make money today, like an income, it's very hard. But because like what happened was the major record company, like say 20, 30 years ago, there were hundreds of record companies.
Right.
Now there's like 10. They own everybody, So if you're on one of the 10, you're all over the world. But the internet's the only way to really get anything out there. So in one way it's great. It's like a double-edged sword. One way it's great because you can get your stuff online, but people have to hear it. When they put up something online from a major company, they spend millions in promotion on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. They spend millions of dollars pushing that, So that's why you hear it, But you have things like The Voice or, like America's Got Talent, things like that. But those are so rare. Those are very rare.
Yeah, I noticed that nowadays they're trying to make like a contest, trying to search for new artists, like new singers, new composers. So I noticed that there are, how you call this, new generation of musicians. And then they are composing songs that sometimes I can't understand anymore. Only the millennials, I think, only the millennials can handle this. Like those rap, those language they use. I mean, it's different than the songs that I used to hear way back like 50s, 60s, and 70s, So
yeah, I would say the old songs are more romantic,
No.
And I know that you like rap music. That's your big thing. You like to listen to rap music. So
no, I like the reggae ones. And then, so Michael, when a record producer, how do we go about that in producing a song or in composing a song, and then how much will it cost for a producer to produce a song?
Well, when I first started out years ago, you know, to do a song, you had to go to a major studio. Like, that's it. You had to go to a major studio. So, I mean, you know, it could cost you, you got one song, it could cost you $10,000 to go to a major studio, and you're just some kid with a song. So that was very rare to be able to do that. And today, though, with home recording equipment, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, there's you know, you could recreate an album in a house easily of what, say, 20, 30 years ago, you would have had to have a multi-million-dollar studio. Now you could do it at your grandmother's house. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because the technology changed.
Oh, so this time it would be cheaper to produce a song, right?
Yeah.
Because I noticed some of my friends are producing their own kind of recording already, you know, their kind of music, their kind of label. So it's like, shall we say, eating peanuts, no? Just as easy as that, as you said. So.
Well, yeah, and the thing is too, like, for example, this little piece of equipment over here that I got behind me here, I did most of the AMI album on that thing, recording-wise, and that was, you know, a 250,000 seller, you know, like, from, that had Angel and Let It Be and, you know, stuff on it, and it was just amazing. You do it in the house. So to go to the big studio today, a lot of it has to do with the record company and people wanting to have the budget and stuff, you know. It has to do with a lot of money, you know.
So is it expensive to make a recording studio?
For who?
Like, for instance,
with
like,
me?
Yeah. An example, you.
Oh, I just don't do it. I get offers all the time to produce stuff, and you know, I feel like I should be doing my own stuff that I don't do. And so, like, when people want me to do their stuff, it's like, man, I don't got time to do my own stuff, you know. So, or I make it so I don't have time. So, like, you know, somebody offered me a ton to do their album, you know, to engineer it and stuff, and you know, it's a lot of money, and I was like, oh man, if I'm going to do that, I got to be doing my own stuff, you know. I got fans waiting for years for me to do something, and I don't do it, you know.
Nah,
so
maybe you got already
I feel
more
guilty.
Maybe you got already more than enough. That's why you can retire.
Well, you know,
you're ready to retire now.
So,
huh?
I'll tell you, that's the one thing about the Catholic thing, you know, like as far as Catholic music. It's not like when you have a regular rock record deal and you put out an album. Well, I remember when my first rock album came out, it was in Prague, Czechoslovakia, Hawaii, London, the same day. It was everywhere, you know? And the Catholic music is so private and underground, it just seeps out, like, for, you know, 30 years. It's still going. When I go to the Philippines, I'm sure, you know, 95% of the people have never heard of my album or anything, and they're going to be like, oh, we love the Catholic music you just did, you know, and it's like, it's still going. So that's the one good thing about it, you know, in a way. But I probably would have done 10 albums by now if I had done it on a major label. You know, I had an offer for 6 albums, you know, and then I left that to do Catholic stuff, you know, so... Yeah, so I kind of turned it down.
Right. So what do you think, Michael? In a rock scene, it's like you have your, you know, some songs are like have a season, you know. They can be good for how many months, for how many years, but those classical songs will really remain. So if you classify which songs that usually remains throughout the years, like you have the romantic, the rock, you know, like those how do you call this, pop, and then the reggae. Which kind of song do you think?
Well, you know, they call songs that kind of last forever evergreens, like the tree. In the music industry, they call them evergreens. So, like, a couple examples would be like, you know, Twist and Shout, or Let It Be, or you know, Hotel California. You know, it'll just be forever. They'll be playing it.
Yeah.
But you know, that's rare to get those. But I don't know. You know, like I have Today's the Day goes over just as good as it did. You know,
Yeah.
25, 30 years ago, and you know, Gentlewoman is like forever.
Right.
So it's kind of fun. I'm in a good spot with that.
Yeah, you got the right piece, you know, the right songs, and you have it at the right time when you release it. So that is why it's still in the hit list, you know. It's still making waves. You're reaching still like millions and thousands of likes for that songs. And
Now
yes,
the only thing is that, you know, today with CDs and stuff, you know, like they're not making the cars with CD players anymore. They're
yeah,
people. If you go to a store, CDs are a very small part of the market now. You know, because people get most of their music online. You know,
so
yeah.
yeah, in your end as a singer and then as a composer, so how you gonna go yourself in order to attune to the trend of the times, you know?
Well, probably what I'll do is like in the United States right now, like a CD is like $10, $15. What I'll do is I'm going to make each CD cost about, you know, $80,000 a CD. So you only have to sell like a few of them, you know?
Yeah.
But no, there's nothing you can do. The best thing is for shows. And then really things like T-shirts, merchandise, that's going to be more of the way than actual music, you know?
Yeah, I noticed when I attended some concerts, you know, not only is the CD or the music that is a part of the product, but they also marketed some like memorabilia or souvenir items, right? So when
Yes. See,
yeah,
I used to sell thousands and thousands of T-shirts, but they're a little bit of a hassle to, you know, to bring with you and ship and everything. And what would happen is the people were buying CDs, and like if you've seen my crowd, like in Chicago, people line up to buy CDs, and they buy a lot of them. So
True.
it wasn't worth bringing shirts and everything else, you know. So, but that's going to be the new way. It's going to be different items, not the actual music. You know, the music is probably going to be on somebody's phone. You know.
yeah, it's only a part of that because yeah, I noticed in concert halls they don't sell only CDs anymore, but sometimes they sell also like food products, you know, like cookies, or anybody that becomes a sponsor of that can put up like a small table wherein they can sell their products too. So meaning when you go to a concert, it's not only for a song, you know, for those to enjoy the music, but at the same time you can enjoy looking at those products, new products in the market.
Right. Now, the cool thing would be is they have a vending section where you have different things from food to pop, you know, or drink to especially for Catholic, you know, they could have Catholic items, things like that. Plus then all our T-shirts, things like that, and just have a huge area where people go, like, you know, during or after the shows and stuff like that, and that way people locally can, you know, sell their stuff too, and everybody's all happy that you're there, you know.
And most especially, what is important is they want your signature, you know. That they
signature's
want
a big thing. Yeah,
your signature is the most.
That's why I sell a lot of CDs yet, you know, even though it's coming out of the market now, is because people they stand in line, they want me to sign it, you know. So
and
I
also
know
a
that.
selfie,
like,
Michael, also a selfie, right?
Yeah, on a picture, yeah.
It's funny because the other night I had some visitors and I entertained them to one of the how you call this, music lounge, and then the singer, the entertainer in that music lounge is my friend. And then it's funny because these girls were really amused of his songs, of his music, and they started dancing, singing along with the singer, and then they tried to dare each other, you know. Why don't you kiss the singer? So everybody was trying to push her. Come on, you dare, you kiss that guy. And then poor guy, my friend, was singing and playing the guitar. And then here comes the lady that put a smack in his face. So everybody was laughing and having fun. So, and then
Yeah.
right.
Well, I can't do that and be singing Gentlewoman though.
Of course, when you sing the Gentlewoman, don't expect somebody to give you a smack.
No, I have to be very brotherly, you know.
Yeah. You have to
Plus,
be
you know,
formal.
too, the other thing is, like, it's a whole different atmosphere when you do cover music, you know, like songs that are really popular,
Yes.
you know, like, it's so much more easy to do those than when you do, like, say, a Catholic song or, you know, and you've been to my shows, like, I get people going and it's on Catholic music. That's pretty funny.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, it's a lot of working with the crowd and stuff, you know, so.
So being an artist, you know, when you see the crowd energized, how do you feel?
Oh, you know, I have done, somebody was just asking me this yesterday, like they saw me at the Arco Arena. So I did an hour and a half with 22,000 people, and I was alone.
Whoa.
You know, just me out there for an hour and a half. And it was like, you know, you felt like it was a miracle, you know, like weird, very weird. And yeah, at the same time, when you do small crowds, you know, like 500 people or something, you know, a church or something like that, it's the same feeling, you know, and you have to do the same mental excitement in your head. So, and sometimes the big crowds are much easier than small crowds,
Oh.
you know, because big crowd, it's like one big thing out there. When you have small crowds, you see the people's face right there. They're like sitting right there, you know.
Yeah, I noticed that, but when you are on stage, you became alive. you
Yeah. Yeah.
you are so, how you call it, energized that you can't stay put, you know. You keep on going here and there.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you have to walk around because you have to keep everybody involved, like, you know? Like, when you're coming around everybody, they're like, oh, he's right here. Oh. You know, you keep touching points. You go to the back, you go... A lot of shows, I'll go to the upper deck, you know?
Yeah. And that is how
And
I really...
and they go crazy, and then they're involved, you know?
And that is how I how you call this? I got crazy when you stood up in front of me on top of the chair. That was a good gimmick, you know. So
That was Juliet right there. Ah, that was her.
no, that's June, Kuya June. Yeah, Kuya June, do you have a question for Michael?
No, I'm just listening to
Oh,
the
you're still
statement.
trying to figure out. Okay. How about Kuya Dan? Do you have a question? Ate Ivy?
Hi, Michael. Good evening.
Hi, Ivy.
How are you? Kumusta ka? Oh my God. Why is it that you're showing that?
Very formal. Michael's very formal today.
Yeah, you look good. You look good tonight, Michael.
No, she said wear blue, and I was thinking, what do I have that's blue? And I said, oh, I got a suit jacket that's blue. So,
Okay, Michael,
It's
I
a-
have one
I-
question. Okay,
na.
why is it that some famous singers or a singer like you, despite your fame or popularity in the music industry, still feel like some they feel alone, they feel lonely, and they go to this how do you call this, vices like drugs, became alcoholic. Why is it so?
I could see that totally, because what happens is, I'll just give you a real quick example. So, like, let's say you're on a tour, like I'm doing 10 cities, right?
Uh-huh.
So, from the time we get there, about 4 or 5 o'clock that evening of the show, till the show's over, you're like, everybody's talking to you, everybody's with you, the excitement, the leading a crowd, the autographs, all that, and then you get back to that hotel room and it's like, boom, nothing. And then it's like there's nobody, and then you know that in 14 hours you're going to do the whole thing again, and then you know in another 14 hours you're going to do it again, and you're going to do it again, and it is, you're getting yourself up so high that you come down so much. And I see that's why a lot of artists do drugs on the off time, to try to keep themselves high, you know, because you do crash down and then you got to come back up, you know. So it'd be like being in a big fight and then laying down to go to sleep for a couple hours and oh, you got another fight, you know. I mean, that's why I'm sure that's why they were doing it. A lot of it's the emotional up and down, you know.
So it's only
because it's such a high.
Yeah. So that is to remain yourself in that high spirit level. Your adrenaline rush is still not mellowing down.
Yeah, I've never had a problem. I get, you know, I love it. I would do 200 shows a year if I could. I would do it for the next 20 years. I mean, just, it is so much fun to do. And but you know, so I don't feel like older, you know, like I feel like I did 20, 30 years ago. You know, I still feel the same when I'm on the road, when we go places, when we set up, when we do, you know, when I sign autographs, I still feel exactly the same, you know. So it's weird.
So how old are you, Michael? How old are you now?
Right now?
Yes.
I'm 92. I'll be 92 in June.
I thought whenever you are asked in the concert, whenever they ask you how old are you, it's always 48. We will always tell the people 48 years old. No.
I like telling people I'm like in my 90s, and they're like, what? And then they think it has something to do with Mary, you know? Like it's like, oh, you know.
Okay, so.
But I've been around a lot. I was on MTV in the 80s, you know, back when it was really popular. You know, so that's when I started, really.
Mom, I have another question.
Yes.
Okay, Mike, how do you see yourself like 20 years from now? Are you still, do you think you're still in the music industry? Like you still you do concerts?
Well, you know, the interesting thing, it's actually a good question, because I tell people sometimes, I said, I lose about 5% of my audience every year, and it's because they die. Because, you know, it's true. When you start out really young and you've got an audience, well, say those people are 50, 30 years ago, you know, almost 40 years ago. Every year, I mean, I can just think of in the last year, like very big fans of mine have passed away. And so, you know, I don't know what, now the Philippines is a whole new thing. So that's, you know, that's a younger Catholic generation too. You know, I mean, even I love the older people too, but they have a lot more younger people. And so I don't know. I think I'll either be married in Cebu and living out there, and then living here too. So I'll go back and forth, you know, and stuff like that, you know. And I'll be singing at Juliet's funeral and stuff, you know.
You will be singing with me.
So in a couple of years, from now, you see yourself here in Cebu, and having a wife here,
residing in Cebu.
Well, the one thing I like is that there's a lot of very cute Catholics there. That's nice.
Yeah.
So, Mom, please allow Michael to date someone or somebody when he comes back.
He's got to.
I won't meet anybody. I won't meet anybody when I'm there. I'm in like a bubble. They got people with guns all around me.
He needs only a tarsier So, Michael, what will be your advice, especially, nowadays we have these young generations trying to become a superstar, trying to become a celebrity. So, what can you advise to them on how to prosper in the music business, in the music industry?
Without question, the thing is today, and I would tell musicians this, and guys who are musicians know this, it is more important to have like somebody in your life that is a social media expert, knows how to work YouTube and Instagram and Facebook advertising, all that, than it is to have a guitar player that can play. I mean, I play everything, but like a musician, it's better to have the social media person, because that's really where you need to go. And I'm sure a lot of young people know it with, between TikTok and all that stuff. You have to just put something up and then see how unique it is. Now, I see every week, I see people that are fantastic. And it's almost like what's happening is there's so many fantastic people that a lot of them are just getting overlooked because there's just too many good people, like the Philippines has, everybody's a great singer there, like all the people. There's so many. So what sets them apart, And a lot of times it's luck. If you have people with money, that's a big plus, but so getting on YouTube, that kind of thing. Playing locally is nice. I don't know what it pays or anything. If you could have a career at that, because most people at a certain age, they want to get married, have kids, and I don't know if they want to be a musician. Like out of the musicians I played with, and let's say I played with 100 growing up, maybe 4 of us, made a living, like a good living. Because there's just, there's not it's hard. Music, it's like being an actor, like trying to be in a movie.
Well,
so it's the same thing. You do a movie reel.
Yeah, you're an actor.
Yeah, you do a movie reel, and then they'd want you to, they'd want to show you that, get an agent.
Oh.
Getting an agent's big. I don't know what it's like in the Philippines there, but see, with the Catholic thing, I couldn't have an agent because you can't have an agent dealing with Catholics. They don't. There's no grounds for that, So.
Yeah, and also.
But I did.
Michael, America is not a Catholic country too,
It is, but not like the Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've done 900 cities, as a Catholic, and from huge arenas to small town churches, and it's been there's so many places I haven't gone yet.
Mm-hmm.
So there's probably another 3,000-4,000 places just in the United States.
Wow. And also to Canada, right? You go to Canada?
Yeah, Canada is really Canada's nice. They're less Catholic than the United States, but they have strong groups of Catholics and Filipinos and the Indian people and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So wherever you go, there are always Filipino fans, right?
Yeah, when I was in Vancouver, I was surprised, all these people, and I meet people all the time, and it's funny because so they'll wait in an autograph line, and then when they stayed there from like Cebu or something like that, I'll make a big deal out of them, and everybody's like looking, what, does he know her? It's like, no, she's from Cebu, So I feel like like my sister, I said I'm from Lapu-Lapu,
At least you have something to say, right? Because you've been here already in the Philippines. So when you are an artist, Michael, is it really necessary for you to have a manager to manage your career?
My rock group, I had a manager. That was great. Had I had a manager during the Catholic stuff, it would have been more of a personal manager, because they can't deal. You can't talk to Catholic organizations and be like, hey, he wants 50 grand. That's it. You know what I mean? You have to be very Jesus and Mary nice, you know. So, yeah, to put it that way. So my rock managers would never have been able to handle that stuff. But a personal manager is great. You know, like I was thinking, like with you, you know, somebody that just kind of pushes you to do stuff and make sure that, you know, you don't get into drugs or you don't get in trouble.
Sure.
It's good to have a personal manager, you know.
Yeah.
So
it's like
yeah, very hard for somebody to do it alone.
Yeah, sure. Because sometimes by yourself you will forget, right? You will forget.
Yeah, and plus though you accidentally drink or something, you know.
So somebody,
you know, accidents happen. You got somebody watching out for you. That's why if I date somebody in the Philippines, you're going to be going on all the dates.
Oh boy. No.
You'll be sitting at the table.
No.
I pity your girlfriend then.
Yes.
I will be in trouble with you. So, Michael, when you book for your concerts, you know, how do you deal with this kind of sponsors? You know, how do you
deal with what?
How do you deal with your sponsors? What is the?
Oh.
I mean, what are the requirements you need to have this kind of sponsors? I mean, so you have any standard?
Yes. They call in or email, and then it's you know, they talk about a date that they want to do, and then it's a deposit amount, so that, you know, we can book flights and everything, and then it's you know, after the show amount, so that you know, they've already some of them sell tickets, some of them just have it and pay for the whole thing. Some of them you know, so it's very easy, you know, but and usually you only need it, like, you don't need to promote nationally if you're going to be like in some town in Ohio. They promote to their own thing in their own church. The whole church comes, it's packed. There you go. You know, and they make thousands of dollars on the night, and they're happy.
Yeah, so it varies, you know. If it depends upon the sponsors, then, you know. So
yeah, you have to have somebody at each place, you know.
So the agreement will just be between the sponsor and the artist, right?
Yeah, and like for us, it's so simple now. I've done it so many times. You know, we send them out an email form that shows, okay, boom, we get there at 4:30. We're set up by 5:30. Doors open 6:30. Show starts 7 o'clock. Done it. You know, I mean, go through a whole thing. Tear down 9 o'clock. You know, sign autographs 10:30. You know, on to the next city. So they know exactly where you're going to be, what's going on, you know?
That's nice. Because, you know, I have a friend also whom I am sharing the experiences I had with you, that, you know, I told him, if you have to be a good entertainer, you must have to rent a better sound system, you know? Like your PA that you are using has a good quality sound, because that also counts for good music, especially when you're in an open space with a big crowd. So.
Oh yeah,
right?
You know, like some of the stuff that it's like they have so much small stuff. You know, we used to have to bring a cargo trailer that was 16 feet long.
Wow.
That had to bring a gigantic PA system, like it was you know, some big heavy metal group. And now you could fit stuff in an SUV that's fantastic. But yeah, the technology has made everything smaller.
Yeah, so that really, this latest technologies that you can even have like a one-man show, you know?
Yeah. Like when I do shows, you know, I have my sound now. The reason why I feel okay about it, because I recorded all those soundtracks, so that's all me anyhow, you know. And then you have a PA, and you have a spotlight, and you have some lighting, and it's mainly you and the crowd, you know, like you talking to the crowd, you doing the songs, setting them up.
So. Oh yeah, that's really nice. So, Michael, if you're gonna hire an entertainer, what will be the expenses of the sponsors? like, what are the conditions?
Well, in the United States, it's different. But like, if I was going to be in the Philippines, you mean?
Yeah, just an idea, so that these new
If I
singers
was in
and
the
entertainers can have an idea of what to.
if I was in the Philippines, I would probably discuss it first with Juliet Kaminge, and she would tell me like what the, what the market holds there, and what would be, to know the people and what they can afford and stuff like that.
I see. So.
That's you. That's you. I would let you understand it, and then go back and forth because you know that market better than I do.
Oh yeah. Okay. So it means it has to be, somebody has to be the knowledge of that say, how you call this, of that place.
Yeah.
Of that venue,
Yeah.
right? Otherwise.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. My manager from the rock group, right?
Yes.
So he saw me at like Notre Dame, right, with 8,000 people, and he told me he goes, what did they pay you, 50,000? I said no, it's a Catholic event, like not. He was. Could you imagine him asking them? That's why you got to know the market.
Kuya Dan has question,
Right.
ma'am.
So we have to adjust with the market. Yes. Yes, Kuya Dan.
Sir Michael, good morning.
Hey, Dan. Wait, who's that? Is that Gene or Dan?
My question is, who is your inspiration when you make your compose a song?
What? What?
I couldn't hear because somebody else was making noise in there. Like, say again, Danny.
Who is your inspiration when you make or compose a song?
Who is your inspiration when you are composing a song? Who is?
Well, when you're recording like the Catholic stuff, it was definitely the Blessed Mother. It was Mary during that. But like when you're recording romantic songs, it's every one of my romantic songs about somebody, and they know it. They know that song's about them, and we talk about it. I was just at a girl's house in May that some of those songs were about, and she was showing her kids and playing it on the YouTube videos and everything, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, usually if it's like rock music, it's like almost always girls.
So it's mostly about girls. I hope Jason is listening today. Where Jason is not yet here.
On his way here.
So, yes, Dan, Kuya Dan. Any question?
No more.
Yeah. So, Michael, do you have any how you call this? To share ideas to our new generation of what do you call this? Singers and composers today. You have any tips, on how to make a song popular or how to make a song be a hit?
Yeah, but I don't want to tell them.
Oh no! So that would be your trade secret, huh?
Well, it is kind of in a way because, and I learned a lot of that from my manager. And like maybe your viewers or listeners don't realize, even though I've been a kind of a big Catholic for many years, I was Nile Rodgers' partner, and Nile Rodgers produced all of Madonna's biggest hits, Clapton, Bowie. Just all the big groups in the world. So I was very involved with some stuff, and so I do know some things. I'd rather save that for an hour. Maybe that's what I'll be one day. Maybe I'll pick up somebody from the Philippines and be their like agent, or their producer, and get them into song mode. But there's so many talented people today. It's hard to be like, oh, how to do it, because there's so many that are. I remember when I was singing at in Cebu there that one time. That choir before was so good. I thought, oh man, why does that choir got to be so good? And they were so nice and so happy to meet me after. I thought they were just so good. So
Yes.
there's just so many talented people
That's why.
You know, and with the internet, there's like talent everywhere. And one of the things is that for a lot of these kids, like trying to be on like America's Got Talent, or I don't know if they have Filipinos Got Talent, stuff like that. But you know, you gotta, and now you gotta be like in a wheelchair with one eye and have the sad story, you know, in order to be on the show, you know, because they want the storyline, you know. So, and we've seen that. So now it's like I've seen everything online, like people blind, people in wheelchairs that are phenomenal, and so they pull at your heartstrings, and that's really what opens doors for the networks to have you on. So that's what they say about American Idol and stuff. You got to have a really sad story.
I remember that, Michael,
you know?
when I was in Chicago, and then Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees was having a concert, and then I noticed the crowd. They are the baby boomers, you know, and some are older, and then they were bringing their walkers. They walk in with their walkers, and some are in wheelchairs. So they are like with disability, you know. But then when Barry started strumming and opening his mouth to sing, they stood up, and their caregivers were trying to figure out on how to hold their patients, because they started dancing, you know, because they remembered those night fever in this, you know, that Saturday Night Fever in the 70s. So they forgot that they have their disability, and then the caregivers have to give their, you know, the how you call this, the wand, and then the wheelchair, because they might fall down. So I was amazed because of how music, you know, can transform a person. So even though if they have that disability, they forgot about it when they hear those songs, and they revive, as you said, that they can remember their yesteryears, you know, the memories. So
yeah.
Yes,
you know,
music,
like what I like, if you notice on a lot of my songs, they're like, you know, I Never Let You Go, You're Still on My Mind, Why. I mean, they're very they're about missing and breaking up. And man, the best song to me that hits home is if you have, like, and for girls listening or people out there, if you have a breakup song, like when you broke up with somebody and your heart is broken, and there's a song that you relate to with that, oh my gosh, that just, to this day, I hear a song from when I was a kid. I hear it on the radio in my car, and I immediately remember that girl and I breaking up like 35 years ago. And I said, that is so powerful, like, that it just carries that memory.
So that is really the importance of a song or a music, you know. So music can make you feel younger, right? Because you can relive your yesterdays.
One of the things, like when I do shows, I get a lot of people write to me, like even just this week, and they said, like, you know, we can't believe your hair's still growing. and what that is it makes them feel young, because they remember me from 30 years ago, and they think, you know, if you still have hair growing, like they feel young too. They don't feel that much older. It's kind of like Paul McCartney. If you looked at Paul McCartney and he was bald and 300 pounds, it would be different than remembering him from the Beatles. He looks kind of similar to how he did as a Beatle, you know? And so you relate to the music more like that. Wow. But I don't know what I was talking about there. I got sidetracked.
Yeah, I
got sidetracked.
Yeah, I could remember. I could relate to that.
I've got coffee for Juliet right here. There's coffee for you.
Oh, you got that one from Italy? Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So I think that is really the magic of a song, you know. And then as I go, you know, around for, you know, searching for, how you call this, enjoyment, you know, I try to go to different music lounge, and then I noticed that many are trying to become good singers, you know. They are trying to compose the local native tongue songs, the Bisaya songs, they make it into a rap, they make it into a disco. So it's different because before we can only hear those songs from from the Beatles, from England, from America, but now local kids can produce this kind of songs too. So meaning they are trying to be music lovers or music inclined. So how do you say it, Michael? If you are, how you call this, attuned to music, music lover, or how do you say? You have an interest in music. I ran out of words.
Okay.
Michael ran out of words. Okay, so
I'm just looking at your blue shirt, your blue thing there. It's really good. Powerful, powerful blue.
You are mesmerized with the color blue. Oh, yeah, Ivy.
Okay, let's do some shout out first before
We'll have shout out.
Question. Yeah.
I like shout outs.
Yeah. Good morning sa tanan nga naminaw sa tuwa sa 90.3 FM here in Cebu. And good morning also sa mga nagtanaw nato sa Facebook Live sa Bisdak Radio page. And good morning and mega shout out to Mr. Wilson Hunsay. Sir Wilson, thank you for sending us 200 stars. We appreciate
Wilson,
it much.
Our friend in Chicago, Michael. Wilson. Yeah.
Oh, Chicago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sweet home, Chicago.
He sent us 200 stars.
Wow.
Okay, and
Thank you,
good
Wilson.
morning to Maria Faye and Charlie Abelia, Michael's best
no,
friend.
no. We got to get them off. Can
And
we ban them?
my high school, one of my high school BFF, Christina Baybayon Ilumba. Hello, good morning from Surigao. And Ma'am Nilda Birias from Ocala, Florida. Hello, Ma'am.
Ocala!
Good evening. Yes, and who else? Carlos Rivera, his son. Hello, good evening to you. And Marilu Zuzubrado, my college buddy. Hi, Marlene, good morning. And Girly Morales, Butuan City. EOD Butuan, Sir Nino, Sir Froilan, and Sir Alex Fazon. And BGMP Butuan, Chris Borillo, and Boss Marlo Valles, good morning. Alfredo Longos Cariaga, here in Cebu. My BFF here in Cebu, Neil and Marjong Loico. Engineer Juna Dilani, Leo and Rolvic Orquina. Leonelita Sidro from Palawan.
Oh, Leonie.
Palawan, yes. Karin Anis Kusura from Siargao Island.
Yeah.
And,
Siargao Island!
Yes.
Yes, your
Jolo
friend.
Bernades Kapanay. Hello, good morning, sir. Marites Manubag Plaza from Siargao. And Lorna Uepco Amalia.
Hi, Lorna. My good friend.
Another one, Zilia Jose. Is it
Zilia Jose.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
watching right now.
Also,
I sent
your
her a
friend in
link.
Chicago, Michael.
Carl Iguna, hello,
Sweet
good
home,
morning.
Chicago.
Yes.
My high school batchmates, Dr. Lumarda, Ramil, engineer, oh my God, Ronil Apamin, Nino de los Santos in Saudi Arabia, in Bahrain, friends in Bahrain, Kuwait, Karim Nisa, Dubai, my cousins, and my college friends and high school friends, Abu Dhabi, and
Abu Dhabi.
yes, and most of all, my Qatar family, my Doha, Qatar, yes.
Qatar, I see you, Qatar.
Hello to Ate Rose, Kuya Primo, Kuya Ermi, Ate Joy, who else?
Your Qatari brothers.
Yes.
Sami.
Muhammad Hafil, Ihab, Sabakir to all of you.
And also birthday greetings to Cecil Ismael, Michael in Cagayan de Oro. She's your friend. Cecil
Hey,
Ismael.
wait, who?
Cecil Ismael in Cagayan de Oro.
Cecil, oh, is that the one we went to eat with?
Yes,
Over there?
the best beef steak you said in Cagayan.
You know, the best steak at that mall. That
Oh,
mall was
oh.
great.
Oh yeah.
That I have video of you guys at that place, that farm or whatever. Remember we went to
Yes, the Del Monte
the
plantation.
Del Monte place, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you guys are all singing Kenny Rogers through the years,
Through the years.
and it's really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Maria Faye ruined it, but it still really sounds really good.
Maria Perroy.
Be nice to Maria Faye, Michael. She's always
I like
watching.
her. I tease her.
Yeah.
I tease her.
Michael loves
And also,
it.
thank you for the 12
She has such a
sharers
good-
of our program right now.
Filipinos have such a good sense of humor.
Uh-huh.
They have
Yeah.
such a good sense of humor. There was things I would do, and I like, they would just laugh because they got it. They got the jokes all the time. It was funny.
Yeah, we can go along with your jokes. Yes, Mike. Yes, Kuya Danny.
Boss Michael, how young are you when you discovered that you have a talent in singing?
Oh, how old are you when you started singing?
Well, you know, I was a teen. I was in, high school, and I was a really good drummer. You know, and the guy who sang, God, I hope he's not watching. But the guy who sang for our band, he wasn't that good, but he was really cool looking, and he had like the tattoos, and he was like he was older than all of us. And so he was the main singer. And then I started singing a couple of songs. Next thing you know, I was singing half the songs. You know, next thing you know, I was signed to a record. You know, I just took off from there. But it was almost by accident. Had he been a good singer, I probably would have never sang.
You know,
So
Michael,
that's where that.
I remember my son, you know, my son Jim is left-handed. He's left-handed. So,
He's left-handed?
yes, left-handed. So, he wanted to, when he was a little boy, he wanted to be a drummer. And because we are selling this, some musical instrument, my mom gave him a drum. And then he said, I'm going to join the drum and bugle corps. Now what happened is when they started playing the song, and then because he is left-handed, he comes in late. He comes in late, you know. So their band leader said, Jim, I think you better retire because you cannot go along with us in the playing of the drums because he is always late because he is left-handed.
Actually, Jeb was right. They were all wrong.
Why?
That's what you told them. Hey, my kid's always right. How come you guys are all playing wrong?
Yeah, he did not join the drum and bugle. He quit because he is how you call it, the beat. He's always late because he's left-handed. So how you call it?
It's tough because left-handed. You know, you got to get a left-handed guitar, left-handed bass, a left-handed. You know, it's hard to be
it would be an easy
musician.
So I think
Yeah.
those people that play drums are amazing, you know. Right?
Yeah,
Michael?
I thought I was pretty good. I mean, you know, I could play in I feel like I could play now still, and like on all the albums I play all the drum parts.
By your own?
You know.
By your own?
Oh
Michael?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, on everything. And I believe all those songs. You know, they just shot the video to have the guys in the video, but I actually played everything.
Wow.
You know?
So
Because the band played live, you know. But so I loved being a drummer because there's no pressure. When you're a drummer, and ask any guitar player or singer from a band, the drummer's got the easiest job. He sits back there. He's got no pressure. He's hiding behind a bunch of garbage cans, you know.
a bunch of garbage cans.
Yeah, when you gotta sit out in front next to the people, it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, I noticed that those really good drum players can really say a song, you know, even with the drum beat only. Yeah, I
Yeah,
noticed
you know
that.
when a drummer has to come out, like we had a drummer that we used to bring him out for one song. When they come out from behind that drum set and have to stand out in front, they're like a fish out of water. They're not sure what to do with their hands or anything, you know, and it's very uncomfortable for them. They like being behind stuff.
So, Michael, you play all kind of instruments. Which instrument is really difficult to play? That
Well, I would say, like, if I had a kid, I would want my kid to learn how to play the piano.
oh,
Because the keyboard, today with technology, the keyboard is everything. Yeah, keyboard, piano, I'll put it this way. I've met a lot of guitar players that some were goofy, you know, like not too bright. I have never met a keyboard player or a piano player that wasn't smart.
oh,
So that tells you something.
so keyboard
you know?
really is the best, you know. How about those?
Yeah.
There are other instruments aside from the basic ones that we see, you know, the usual guitar, the usual piano or accordion. What about those native instruments? Like,
Did you say accordion?
yeah,
Accordion.
What are you from the 1930s? Accordion.
I have one before when I was
I
young.
was at with the army.
Yeah, you play that one too?
Even though I don't do it right now. For the last 10, 20 years.
So you're gonna
know?
rehearse yourself again. You have
Hello, Mike.
yes, we have Kuya Dan, Michael.
My question is, how do you see the difference of your composition before to the radio song you have now?
Go ahead, Juliet. What do you say?
Yeah, what did you say?
How do you see the difference of your compositions before? Like you compose rock music before, right? To the religious
Yeah.
songs that you have right now.
So what is the difference between the
Well,
two?
just the you know, although even when I did rock music, like I did songs like "Today's the Day" and "I Believe," you know, so I was never like one of those like hateful writers or anything, you know, with evil words or anything. But I tell you what, the rock stuff is so much harder to sing than religious music, you know.
Oh, so it is hard to compose a rock song, Michael? You mean?
No, it's the same. It's the same for me. I've had like, say, 20 songs sitting on a shelf for 20 years, and I don't know what's wrong with me. I just haven't done them. I think because people still get my old stuff and they love it, and it's like, okay, well, why make something new? In a way.
No,
So,
when you come over, bring it here.
Yeah, I have to. Well, see, like
produce it here. Huh?
all my old stuff is brand new to people there, you know.
Sure.
So I could see doing a couple, like I really want to do the Santo Nino song and Que on Assad. You know, those will be really fun.
Sure.
But those will really be pushed for radio. You know, we'll really have to make them for radio, so they're very poppy. You know.
Oh, so yes, Michael, I remembered. How can you define this so-called intellectual property with this music industry?
Well, you have, for example, and you know, you've probably seen some of the artists lately from rap groups that have gotten sued and stuff, you know, because they use people's, you know, music and stuff. But there's a couple ways. You have like the old way used to be you had to fill out a form, you had to make a tape, you had to mail that in to the Copyright Office in the United States in there. And then it changed to all you had to do is have the recording somewhere on your computer and show the back date that you did that song before anybody else, you know, or publish it, you know, like, which means just putting it out in the public, you know. So once your stuff is published, you have the rights, you know.
Yeah, and so
So
like Michael, like now we are encountering this kind of problem, right? This copyright, and then example, it is your song, but it is the producer who holds the copyright. So, what do you think of that?
Well, I mean, all my stuff that I do of my own music, I produce myself. But you know, it could be. I mean, somebody could be complaining about you to YouTube. You know, somebody that doesn't like you.
Not in
Somebody doesn't
YouTube,
like-
in Facebook, Michael.
It could be Ivy's boyfriend from like high school. He's like jealous, and now he's calling YouTube.
Michael, be nice to me. No, it's not in YouTube. In Facebook, Michael. Some of our videos in Facebook.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, Facebook's. You see, what I'm wondering after tonight's show, so I will check with YouTube to see that they might think that you're using my stuff without my permission. You know, because they would think, why am I on a show in the Philippines far away like that? So maybe if I show them and say, hey, they have permission, this Bisdak Radio thing, they have permission for all the stuff. That would be great.
Oh yeah. Maybe you can do it for us, please, Michael. Make communication so that we can play your songs.
I will for sure. You know, I'll ask them. I'll try and find out one way or another. I might be able to even ask them why Bisdak was you were losing something.
Oh, okay. Well, we will greatly appreciate that.
I mean,
you know.
There is a little difference with being an artist and actually being like a network station, you know. But they could at least tell you, you know. Have they told you anything, or you don't know?
We have to check first. We have to check some emails here
We will
first.
check some emails.
We will see what's going on, and we'll update you for that.
Yes, Kuya Dan, you have any question?
Oh, okay.
Hello, Mike.
Mike.
Hey, Danny.
How did you overcome your trials as a singer?
Huh?
How did you overcome your trials as a singer?
Trials or challenges in life.
How do you overcome your trials, your frustrations as an entertainer?
That's kind of an interesting question because one of the things that I've always felt, you know, like even after doing 1,000 shows, you still get I still get nervous, you know, and some of the times I get nervous because I feel like people have seen you for years, or they saw you 20 years ago, and they thought, oh, he was so great, and then it's like you want to kind of live up to that, you know, like you don't want them to think like, oh man, what happened to him? But so I get nervous before shows, but there's one thing about overcoming like the fears of those is like you could be nervous, crazy nervous. When that light goes on and you're out there, everybody thinks that you're not nervous at all. It's like too late to be nervous. It's too late to be nervous. You know, that's a real thing. It's too late to be nervous now. You're already on. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So there is. It's good to be nervous. I think, you know, in some ways it's good to be because it builds excitement. Because then when you do well, it's like, yeah, you get very excited. You know.
Yeah, for all those years you have performed. How many years you have been performing?
Yeah,
Michael.
33. Well, nationally since '82. You know.
Since 1982. So my dear viewers, since 1982.
I started MTV in '82. I was a kid, but I mean, still, it was big time. You know, it was national. But that, I've had so much fun. I've never had a bad experience, which I'm lucky.
Wow, that's good.
It's always been really good. I think a lot of it had to do with Mary. I think the Blessed Mother protects me, and like boom, you know.
Sure, yeah, because you always put the Lord in the center of your life. That is why you are blessed, you know, Michael. So you are protected from, you know, from harm, from those scrupulous people. So at least you are pretty in good shape, you know. It's because by the grace of our Lord.
I feel good, and like, you know, the thing is, it's to still be excited about something you're doing, you know. That's the key. Like I love it. I would, like I said, it's nice to have time off because I live in a beach area, and I can get really lazy really fast, but it's what a cool thing, like I'm so thankful. I posted on Facebook this week, like I'm so thankful to have a career that's gone since I was a teenager. So, and it's gone all different kind of fun ways, but.
So you are really a born
But
artist.
and it's like the Philippines is like a whole new world. It might be a whole new world. It could be a thing where we're doing, tour dates and this and that and everything, and it just be part of the culture and organize a charity and I mean just all kinds of cool stuff can happen from there.
Well, that is exciting, Michael.
That's why you got to stay healthy because we got 20 years till we're old.
Oh, to rule the world. Yeah, we'll try our best.
20 years till we're like old people.
We will be riding.
We can do a lot in 20 years.
We'll be riding in a wheelchair in a tandem. Wheelchair in a tandem. Yeah. We'll grow old gracefully, Michael. Yeah, it's really nice. My dear viewers, Michael is a veteran in the music world. So, Michael, as a veteran in the music world, how do you keep up with your fans, How do you keep them so they will really be
Facebook.
loyal to you?
Well, that's one thing. Like, I meet people after every show, and I always love that because people would come up to you. You'd be surprised. People would come up to you and they would tell you like, serious stuff. Like my daughter was killed in a car accident. My talk about their dad. Talk about all kinds of things. So they feel connected to you like you're like their brother, and older people would think I'm like their son. So it was very powerful. So I felt very family oriented with all the fans. Like for all, it's like funny even calling them fans because they're like family, but they have been fans. And and Facebook's the only way really. I have a big email list, but Facebook's a big part of it, but there's so many problems with Facebook these days. But that's a big part of keeping in touch with people. And that's where you need, what you need? You need a girlfriend. I'm telling musician guys this. You need a girlfriend who's into doing Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. And I'm telling you, and she can work for you and she can hustle your career, then you can marry her. And what I mean? That's what you need.
I think I need a boyfriend
I'm telling
like
guys,
that one too.
I'm telling guys out there, that's what you need. You need a girlfriend who's into doing that stuff, because then you can spend all your time with her. You do stuff together.
Yeah, that is one thing that to be considered in marrying somebody. You should be in one field of interest in order to progress, right, Michael? That is the one that you are telling now. That is a one factor to consider when marrying somebody, because you have to be in one field of interest so you can work together, then you can progress together.
There's nothing better than having a girlfriend that's like your can be your secretary for you and do all the stuff in the booking and and keep it all in the family. Like that's a really powerful thing.
Yeah,
but,
that's why some of bosses ended up with their secretaries. Because
but like for guys listening, once you get to a certain level, I mean, I spend 95% of my music time is online with fans and social media and advertising and stuff. Like all my equipment, I haven't turned it on in, gosh, so long. I haven't recorded anything because it's all about keeping in touch with people. And I get about 40, 50 emails a day, and I get a bunch of, posts on my pages every day. And so, you kind of keep in touch with everybody.
Yeah, that is a sign of a good entertainer, meaning you have to be good to your fans so that they're gonna be loyal to you. Otherwise,
Yeah.
They will forget you. Yeah.
Well, I feel like I'm boiling with this jacket on.
No, you got to turn on your air conditioning unit.
I've got the air conditioning unit. That sounds funny.
So, Michael, and then how about some tips to our budding musicians here? Because I noticed that there are lots of young singers here in Cebu. It's everywhere. Bands, and then they call the acoustic, you know. They're all over the place. So what can you advise to them on their
Well,
career, their career, you know, as a musician?
I don't know their music. I don't know their music scene. You know, like I don't know the Cebu music scene. I haven't been there enough. Even though I'm a member.
Oh, what is that?
Kubo.
Oh yeah, the
Remember
Como.
Kumo?
Yeah, the Como done.
Como, yes.
He's still got the shirt, Como.
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 No. Oh, there you go. There. Here. Kuya Dan.
Yes.
Yeah. Michael is a
Michael.
member of the Kumo, Cebu Unified Media Organization.
Yes.
Founded by DC Cugtas. Yeah. Our very own Danny
Right.
Cugtas. So,
Appointed
yes, Kuya
president.
Oh,
Dan.
Danny. Wait, did Danny found it?
Yeah,
Yes,
Dan is the founder
Oh,
of
I
it.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Good job, Danny.
Michael, what makes you realize that singing is your passion?
You know, like people kind of kid me, especially family members. Like I don't really sing a lot. You know, like I'm not somebody that sings in the car all the time and sings around, and it's very strange. And yet when the light goes on, you know, I can sing pretty good and it have a good tone to my voice for recording and everything. Let me think. What?
It's a God-given
I mean,
talent. Huh?
I like singing, like I like Beatles and stuff like that too, you know, and the Eagles, and you know,
Oh.
I sing in the car once in a while, you know, but I'm not, you know, I almost never thought of myself as a singer because I played everything else and was an engineer and then also a singer. So I never kind of, so when people would say like, oh, he's a singer, I thought, oh, I'm not really just a singer, you know. I always felt like, I'm not really a singer, you know. But yeah, that's what I'm known for is probably, you know, my vocal, you know.
Yeah, you never thought that you have a powerful angelic voice when you sing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and I don't talk. I don't sing like I talk.
Oh.
A lot of people, friends of mine, notice that. They'd be like, you know, they hear me talking and then my everyday voice, and then they hear me on a record singing. They're like, holy smokes, you have such a pretty voice. I go, yeah, isn't that weird?
Is that weird? Yeah.
You know,
Viewers, when I heard the first time of Michael's concert in Chicago, when he sang the song, Here I Am, I had goosebumps. I had goosebumps, and I don't know why I cried. I don't know why I cried, Michael, with that song. Here I Am. But probably it is the Holy Spirit, you know, that is working on me through your beautiful angelic voice. So
I thank you very much. You know,
be thankful. You have a good voice. You know, it's powerful.
You know, I remember I had a priest in Medjugorje, a very famous priest there. He told me one time, we became good. He saw me at a big show with 5,000 people, right? And he was really into it. And then when he saw me in Medjugorje, he was like so excited I was there, and he was telling me, but I smoked all the time. And he said, oh, for me to smoke is not a sin, but for you, Michael, with your voice to smoke, it's a sin, you know? And I remember I felt so bad, and I used to hide from him. When I'd see him, I used to hide from him, and then when I quit, you know, I quit now. Gosh, what's it, coming up on 9 years.
Oh, 9 years already. Yeah, you have to preserve your voice, Michael. because it's really
Yeah.
beautiful. You know, it can command, say, respect, you know, admiration, and it's also as an inspiration to people who hear your songs. They are inspired of that, and it energizes also their faith to the Lord and Mama Mary, especially with your religious songs. They're beautiful. So thank
I
you.
like when people come to concerts and you sound just like the recording. I love that because because I sing with TV tracks, so I've got the soundtracks and everything, and then if it sounds just like what they're used to hearing over and over, and some people have such a deep tie to your soundtrack, like maybe their mom died and they played it over and over at the funeral, and they want to hear that, So, but I kind of figure I kind of know the songs I would do in the Philippines, I think, and then also adding on a couple of those new ones that are about the Philippines, which will be really fun.
Yeah, I think all your songs are beautiful for the Filipino crowd.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Like I think your favorite is "With You."
That's my favorite, Michael.
That's my national anthem.
Really? You know what that song's about? It's funny. I'm talking about a song, we can't play it. But that's about like kind of a narcissistic thing. Like everything's about you, but like the guy's talking about himself, and he's bragging about everything he wants to do, but then he says with you because now he met somebody that he wants to share it with. So it's like there's a dream that I have for me. With you, so he has a dream, but now he has it with you. There's a place where we live by the sea with you. I mean, so everything's.
You forgot your song already.
It's yeah.
And then, Michael, your dream is not a dream anymore. Is it a reality already? Or still a
I've had
dream?
the place. I had the big place on the sea. Now I got the little place on the sea. So.
It's a reality. Okay.
I mean, I love where I live. That's why if I was going to do stuff in Philippines, I probably would do like half year, unless I fell in love. Then it's a whole different
Then you will
ballgame.
stay here
That's a
most
whole
of the
different.
time.
You know how it is. Love changes everything. But,
Yeah.
Love changes.
But even when you guys to come to my place, man, you gotta at some point you gotta definitely come back and forth to the United States. If we get successful in the Philippines, you'll have to come back and forth to the U.S.
Wow, that could
And
be
just
our...
for business reasons, you can stay at my place. It's just so neat there.
How about next year?
I mean, yeah, anytime.
Ivy will come for a vacation.
Ivy.
Michael,
Ivy's gonna come with the room.
your vaccination.
She's gonna come. Nah, that's funny.
Michael, are you vaccinated?
I have natural immunity.
Oh, natural immunity because you already got sick with COVID.
Yeah.
Ato
Oh, yeah,
oras
I had
sa
COVID
na
bad.
pagayon.
Okay, time check.
Doon natay 14 minutos sa di pag alas 11 sa kabuntagon. Aton kaninyo sa Jeep Rock Pizza. Sa kalami kalimpyo atong masiguro, busa ayaw paglangay. Tawag sa inyo mga order sa cellphone number 0915-333-8530. Pwede sad sa i-search ninyo sa www.facebook.com/JeffRockPizza. And also sponsor. Alang sa pagpagwapa, ayaw kalimot sa Lumiere Skin by Angel. Search lang sa Facebook by Angel.
Yeah, Angel, you should send your beauty product to Michael so that Michael can model it for us. Michael.
What's Angel? Is Angel doing beauty products now?
Yeah, Angel is selling beauty products, so you have to use it and be a model for that.
What is it like? What kind of?
Lipstick.
Cream and then soap and then lotion.
It's a beauty. It's a beauty product
It's a
set
beauty product by Lumiere.
Men and women.
For your lips, Michael.
for
lipstick.
men and
For
women.
men and women.
Men and women. Okay. Michael will receive that for Christmas. Yes, Ivy.
I'll do a
Yes,
fake. I'll do a
some
fake
shout-outs.
commercial. That's
yes,
why
yes.
I use Angel's products.
Oh, Angel
You know?
products. Sure. Yes, Ivy.
Okay, let's do some shout outs first, Michael. We have viewers right now.
Hey, wait, Ivy, I gotta tell you, every time, you know, it's so cute. Every time I say, like, you say Ocala, and I'll say Ocala, you go, yes. You say yes after every time. Watch, she'll do it. Yes.
Yeah, they're watching right now. Nilda Virius and Carlos Rivera from Ocala, Florida. They're watching.
Ocala!
Yes. Yes, again.
Also,
Josephine Batalona from Danao. Hi, Ma'am Josephine.
your loyal
Now.
fan.
Yeah, Marlo Valles from Butuan. Hi, boss. Wilson Hunsay.
Butuan.
Yeah.
Carl
Wilson Hunsay,
Igona from
Chicago.
Surigao.
Surigao.
Marlene, Marilu Zuzubrado, Cebu. Christina Baybay
Cebu.
Lumba, Surigao. And hello and thank you for watching Martes Manubag Plaza. Boyax Luzada. Hi, Sir Boyax.
Yeah.
Clyde Postrero Gitgano. Hello to you. Lorna Uepco Amalia. Jolo Bernades Kapanay. And Jose Roy from Canada.
Oh, from Canada.
Yes, hello Manoy, my cousin.
Yeah,
Canada!
you're in Canada,
Yeah.
Michael.
And welcome here in Cebu, Annalisa Tan, my childhood friend. I'll see you later. Jumbo Rivera, hello Jumbo, good morning. And thank you Tunog Original Local Music Songwriter Competition page, Nyohan's Massage Home and Hotel Service page, Langga Oha fan page. They are sharing our videos, Ma'am. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for sharing our videos here in Bisdak. Ikaw ang imong kinabuhi every Saturday. Thank you. We appreciate it much.
Michael, we have a message here for you. Hello from Mary Ann Habines from Bohol. And also Claire. Yeah, your family in Bohol is saying hello
is that
to
Kling
you.
Kling's Marianne?
Yes. Mary Ann is the
Yes.
mother of Kling Kling. Claire is
Yes.
the Kling Kling. Your friend. Hello from Bohol. Yeah, and also Cecil Ismael. And
She
yes.
was on that one video I sent you.
And also,
Remember when I was doing the...
Michael, we have here Nanding Aligway, who volunteered to be your nurse if you come over to the Philippines. He will take care of your
Ooh.
health. A nurse, my
good.
friend, yeah. Nanding Aligway. And then we have Vix Abelia and Carmencita Sitoy.
Wait. You said Abelia?
Abelia, yeah. Vix, a cousin,
Maria Faye?
a cousin of Maria Faye.
She is my high school teacher.
The cousin of Maria
Oh,
Faye,
okay.
Abelia.
Okay, she's okay then. She's
Vicky
okay.
Abelia.
She's okay.
Anyway, later.
Yeah, and we have Maritis Manubag Plaza, and we have Carmencita Sitoy, Girly Morales, Magdalena Dalisay from Georgia, and we have Easter.
Oh, I like that name.
Yeah,
What was that name? Dalina, what is it?
Magdalena Dalisay is from Georgia in USA.
Where at in Georgia, does it say?
Oh, it didn't say. We're in Georgia, but she's in Georgia now.
I went
Yes.
to college at Georgia Southwestern.
Oh, where is that? In the city? Oh, what city
It's
is
Georgia
that?
Southwestern is in an area called Americus, Georgia.
Oh, so do you know
maybe
the
she's
Do you know the place Kennesaw? Kennesaw?
Kennesaw, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I know that's near Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's from Kennesaw, Georgia.
Yeah. I have that friend over there. Then we have Erwin Abelia, our manager, owner of this Bisdak Radio. And we have Jay Crisulugo, Arturo Cruje, Jason Dura, and Sonny Malcampo from Las Vegas. Las Vegas. You have
Las Vegas.
Yeah, you have a regular viewer there. Your fans.
Oh my gosh. I used to go to Las Vegas all the time.
Oh, so next time you go to Las Vegas, you can call them. You know?
Yes.
Yes, you.
Tell them I'll come there and I'll stay with them for about 4 months.
Sure, no problem.
Ma'am, there's also Luz Maria Gulo,
Yeah.
June Verts, that's
Oh,
June
from
Vertodasan,
Ireland.
Ireland.
Yeah, Dublin, Ireland.
Ireland.
Yes.
LV Lipao Gastardo, Lucy Galor,
Galore.
Lucy
Galore.
Benji Latras, Esther
Benji
Cabajo,
Latran.
my
Benji.
cousins Choi and Mary Rose Dalucanog in Dubai, Estefa Prihola,
Dubai.
I think this is from Agusan del
Agusan.
Sur, right? Agusan del Sur?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Agusan del Sur. Susana Natang Oplenia and Carmencita Sitoy J. Crisologo. Hello and thank you for watching. And also, there's a page here, Sandayong United Neighbors Association and Barangay Pasil. Thank you.
Oh, we have here from Trinidad, Tobago. Michael, the name is Zoe Quinones.
That's Marjo, my cousin.
Yeah.
My cousin.
Cousin of Ivy from Trinidad, Tobago.
Trinidad.
You know Trinidad?
Wow.
That is
Yeah.
in the Caribbean. It is close to the
Yeah.
Caribbean. Yeah. She's based there, so she's watching us. And then
Wow.
we have Ronaldo Alimoren in is that Sweden, Gothenburg, Sweden.
Bobong Solidad also, ma'am.
Yeah, Bubong Soledad and who's the, Bloody Soledad in Minglanilla.
Naga.
Naga here in Cebu, and also Chari Soledad. So they are viewing us. My dear friends and viewers, I'm really thankful for your patronage to our program, Ikaw ug ang imong kinabuhi. Please don't get tired of watching us. Michael will be happy, you know, when he hears your names.
I like hearing the
mentioned.
places. That's cool.
Yeah, the places and the names. So, dear viewers, keep watching and let us know that you're around so that we can shout out your names. We will be happy to accommodate you.
We have 23 sharers right now.
Wow.
23. So thank you so much for that. And there's a...
Yes, Michael?
Sorry?
Sorry, Michael.
We're gonna all these people at the shout outs, tell them at the end of the year we're all gonna get on bicycles and we're gonna drive all around the world to their houses
So you sponsor it?
Michael.
with picnic baskets, and we're gonna like eat in front of their houses.
Picnic baskets.
We're gonna find you. We're gonna find all of you.
Michael, make it sure, okay? Stand by your word. Christmas is
We're
coming.
gonna find everybody.
Yeah, it's nice. So, of course, when Michael comes, he must have a surprise for you guys, my dear viewers. I don't know yet what Michael will bring from the USA.
My lipstick, Michael.
Yeah,
don't
I should bring a
forget.
bunch of.
Lipstick for us.
Yeah, I remember Ivy wanted orange lipstick.
Thank you.
Ivy, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember
yeah.
that?
I remember that
Yeah,
while we were
I remember.
watching Sinulog dance in Fuente, and
Right.
then you asked me what I want from the US, and I told you like that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I remember. I
Yes.
can't find that color orange. I can't find that color orange. You know?
There's a lot there, I know.
I know there's a lot at TJ Maxx, Michael.
Well, Philippines is, I was very surprised how much stuff you had. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I thought everything was going to be more like, kind of like where we went
Like
to
a
find the
laid-back
Targier.
country.
Yeah, like the area where we find the Targier and the chocolate mountains and hills and all that.
But we have the
But there
best
was,
malls.
like, Yeah, I told people that. I said it's amazing. So it was very, very cool. Hey, you got that Denny's. How's that doing? Oh, well, probably since COVID, it probably hasn't been open much, right?
No, but as of now, it's like normal already here. Everybody's out.
Good.
It's out to the mall.
Good.
I'm sure you will be surprised of the progress the Philippines is making because of the President Duterte. Build, build, build. Lots of bridges.
Yeah, that bridge. Did they finish that big bridge, right?
Yeah,
They're coming
that is
across?
8 kilometers. That bridge is 8 kilometers long. So it's really beautiful.
That was needed too, right? It takes off of Mactan back towards like SM.
Yeah, it cuts off the travel time. You know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Ma'am Gemma Serrano is watching. I think she's from San Fernando,
Yeah.
Pampanga.
Hi Gemma, yeah, my childhood friend. Gemma, hello.
What's it called? Pampanga?
Pampanga. Where
Yeah.
the Subic, American base?
Near Subic.
Where the American base? Here in the Philippines. In Subic, yeah. In Pampanga. So that's where you can find most of the Americans too, servicemen. So that is like the America of the Philippines. It's like America.
Hey, when's your elections?
Next year.
May 2022.
May.
Yeah, May.
Oh, so you have one every 4 years?
Yes.
Every 4 years.
Yeah.
3
They
years.
change. Yeah.
Wow.
How, Michael, I would like to ask from you, what is your idea of a good candidate for a politician? Your dad is a politician. Remember, he is an alderman in Ohio?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
So what do you think is a good characteristic for a good politician?
I think speaking is very, very important. That you can relate to audiences when you speak. You know,
Oh, so
like my dad was a really good guy. He was too honest. He's too honest to be a politician.
yeah.
Because because a lot of politicians, you have to deal with the mafia. You got to deal with all kinds of stuff.
How many years?
Like Julie.
Michael.
Oh, he was for years, but that wasn't his main job. He was that for years for the city.
Oh.
But he had a great job. His company. But
So we have here Jason Dora Michael, our musician here, and our director here. He will take charge of our photo shoot later. He's wearing blue now.
Wow.
He's part
what do we
of
have
the
to
team.
do later?
Jason Dora, introducing to you our new member in our team, Jason Dora. He is our techie guy. So he's the guy I told you that he was having a gig in one of the music houses here in Cebu, and he was singing and he was playing the guitar, and then a lady come up and gave him a smack in the face. That bloated his liver. The guy.
A kiss or a smack?
Wow.
A kiss and a smack. What was it, Jason? Was
I
it
thought
a
you
kiss?
hit him.
And then whenever you are on stage, he think he's handsome
Oy.
because all the girls were flirting at him. It was really fun. So how do you like it, Jason, as a musician?
For me as musician is fun.
It's fun.
Fun.
You're like a superstar. Huh?
Fun, and I enjoy every moment I played.
And then there's women
Yeah.
going up stage and then kiss you in the cheek.
A
Kiss me
kiss.
on the cheek.
You like it?
I never tried.
But that was your first experience, huh? Last week? Last Tuesday in Southscape?
Can't remember.
Or no comment?
So he's really
Or no
excited,
comment?
Michael. He's excited as
Oh.
Michael is already in his sunset days. So while you are still in the morning, a rising star.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Michael, you share your how do you call it, your talent in the music to Jason. Yeah, Jason, you
Okay.
ask Michael.
What is your
What advice?
What
First
you-
of all, good evening, my idol Michael Russell.
Your idol, Michael.
I'd like to ask you, what is your secret for being a handsome guy on stage?
Your
What is the trick?
your
What is the
secret
What are the secrets
Oh,
of being a
of being
handsome guy on
handsome
stage?
And because
I tell
I
you,
saw
you know,
your
it's like-
videos. There's a lot of fangirls. You know.
Fun girls. How about
He is envy. You have lot of girls. Fans
I-
in your video.
no, those videos I don't put online. All the rock ones, you know. Those, you know, it's funny. When I was transitioning as becoming very Catholic, we were playing a rock concert in St. Louis, and so we came into a Denny's, you know, the restaurant. It was a 24-hour restaurant. So we all came in there with our long hair and our cigarettes and everything, and we had girlfriends with us from the band, and groupies came, and we all went into Denny's at like 5 a.m. in the morning. And there was a whole group of priests and nuns sitting at a big table. And the funny thing was, like, they were looking at us like, oh, look at these punk kids today, you know, they need God and all that, you know. And I took off my leather jacket. And they were all staring at me because I forgot I had a tank top underneath my leather jacket that said Medjugorje Spring Break '88. And they just thought that was the greatest thing, that I had gone to Medjugorje. And we ended up talking all night. It was really funny, but you know, it was kind of the transition. You know, we had a priest that was a big fan of mine from Cleveland. We did a concert in Cleveland, and you know, after, you always have girls that hang around and try to get backstage, and the security guys come back. They go, "Hey, Michael, there's a priest out here waiting for you." I thought that was the funniest thing, to like be in the rock group and have somebody say, "There's a priest waiting for you," you know, backstage. So it was kind of
It's
fun,
kind
you
of
know,
opposite,
but,
huh? From a rock
I've
religious.
yeah, I've got a lot of crazy like rock videos, but you know, I don't want to put those up now because of the you know, Catholic aspect of it. You know, I don't want people to see those. You know.
So, like you, Michael, you know what? I see Jesus in you, because you know why? He sings rock songs, Filipino rock songs, and he also composes and sings praises, you know, for religious songs. So it's just like you. You could be speaking in the same language, you know. Yeah. He also loves. Yes.
How's his hair?
His hair. It's just the norm. You show your face.
Just
Show your face.
I can't see him. I can't see him.
You can see him.
Elvis Presley?
Oh,
No, I
yeah.
can't. I can't see him. No.
Yeah, with Kuya Dan. Yeah.
He's got to lean next to Danny.
You lean next to Danny. Go,
Yeah.
Jason.
Oh, there he is. Okay, there he is. There he is. Yeah, so, you know, that's one thing that's really funny. As long as you
Oh, there you
keep
go.
your hair, it's
There
weird.
you go. That's Jason. He will be your.
It's like,
He will be your
look at
bodyguard. when
Danny's
you
got
come.
Danny's got a full head of hair. Danny's got a full head of hair too.
Oh
Look
yeah.
at him.
Yeah.
So, do you need to ask Jason to grow long hair? Like Michael?
No, you don't. No, you don't.
You don't need
Not today, you know.
not today.
Like,
Maybe
you know,
in the
when I think about it, back in the 80s, like the big thing that was a rebel was having long hair and earrings. Like we all had earrings and stuff, you know. And I had an earring just like 8 years ago. I finally took it out. But now today, people shave their heads and get tattoos all over themselves. You know, nobody did that back then.
No,
So it's different.
I think he just maintained that clean cut, you know, in order to.
Oh, really?
In
You
order
sound like his. You sound like his mom now. You're like his mom now.
You ask Jason.
Yes.
I'm the one correcting him all the time. No.
I like Danny's look. He looks tough.
Yeah.
Look over at Danny.
It look like
He looks like he's gonna have.
Philippine,
He looks like a ninja kid.
president.
He looks
in
like he's gonna
Philippines.
fight in the UFC.
Yeah,
He looks like Pacquiao.
Michael. So now, Michael, you met our team. This is our team. Ikaw ug ang imong kinabuhi. You know, this Jason, where's Cyrus? Because we will introduce you to Michael.
It's gonna be so fun to when I'm there to go have dinner and lunch and stuff. Like
Sure.
to sit
We will
with
be,
everybody.
Yeah, you must get to know them. This is my
Yeah.
techie guy.
Yes,
This is
adopted
Cyrus.
son.
He's the one in charge of the downloading our what you call this program. Our admin.
Yes.
Oh, there
His
he is.
name is
Oh, look at
Cyrus.
his hair. He's got a lot of hair too.
Yeah,
Look at
that's
that.
Technician.
our technician. Okay, this is Michael.
Our youngest technician here.
I want to see him fight Danny.
Oh, you fight Danny. So this is our
$100, $100. Danny wins. $100 on Danny.
$100 a day. So this is our techie guy, Cyrus. Then we have Jason, our director, board of director. Then we have
Well, I
here,
don't know.
yeah, now Jason, we have here Jenny. We are going to have a photo shoot today. Okay, here, the lady in blue. This is Jenny. Where was it? Okay, this one. Say, hi, Michael. That's our big boss, our mafia boss. Michael Russell of
Hi, how are you?
Yeah. This is
Ah,
Jenny.
she's a
our
cute kid.
secretary, Michael. What, Michael? She's our
She's a cute kid.
a good kid, sure. She's our
She's
secretary.
a cute kid. Cute kid.
Cute kid.
A cute kid, okay. And then you have Kuya Danny.
A cute
So
kid
this is
also.
our team. When you come here, you can call us anytime, They will be of
Where's
service
that?
to you.
Where's June? Is June around too?
Kuya June is...
June outside.
June, you let June come in. So we are now the team who will be with you in our future projects,
Wow.
Now, June and Dan are good broadcasters. Do they still get to? They're both good broadcasters. Do they still get to talk on radio or anything?
Yes, there. You have Kuya June.
Hello, Michael.
Yeah, that is Kuya June.
Hi, June.
June, you cannot be seen. Move closer to Danny.
Yeah.
Yes, I see it. Oh, there's a tag team duo. There they are.
Oh, okay. That is Kuya June Kanya. So this
Yeah,
group
very nice guy.
will comprise our core group when you come over.
Full force.
So we are now
Wow,
complete.
I can't wait to eat with you guys. I want to go sit and eat and have a beer.
Oh, sure.
Jollibee.
Jollibee, yeah.
Kauna.
So we are planning to have a Christmas party this coming December 18.
Yes.
Yeah. Bisdak
Wow,
Radio.
18th.
18, yeah. So be sure to take the first flight and come
So,
to the Philippines.
You want to come with us, Michael?
Yeah.
Let's eat
I love this
lechon.
June doll. I love my June doll. That's my June doll. Hey, what's up?
That's your June doll.
Look,
So yeah,
Kauna.
Kauna-san.
Kauna ta.
So that's it, my dear viewers. You have met our team.
Is that Kuya June?
Ikaw ug ang imong kinabuhi. They are my how do you call this? My good friends who help me out, my support groups to our program, and especially to our big boss, Michael Russell of Ryan, the mafia. The mafia, Michael.
Mafia.
Yeah, so Michael, Jason is a musician. So when you come over, you can jam with him, and what do you think? The music of yesterday's and the music of today. Can you still jam with it? What do you think?
yeah, I don't. you know, it's interesting because I don't get to play as much as I used to. You know, like I've got guitars and keyboards and everything, and like when I'm doing an album, like I'm on it 24/7, and you become like really good again. And then the rest of the time, it's like I'm going on tour, going to the beach, or you know, like you know, it's like I don't know. I've just had so many years. It's I love doing shows though, but you know. So do you get to do like are they bars
Yeah,
or
sure.
are they
They're open now.
restaurants?
Bars and
No,
restaurants.
no, I mean for him to play. Wait, you know what? I still never got. I couldn't hear his first name.
Jason.
Jason.
Yeah.
Jason.
Jason.
It's like breaking up on the mic every time you say
It's
it.
like Jason, you know, in America.
Oh, Jason.
Yeah, it's like Jason. Yeah.
Yes.
So
This one, okay.
the trend now here in the Philippines is like what you got, like the flea market in Florida. You know the flea market. They got stalls, and then they got food center. Then there's a stage for music band. That is the kind of the setting that we have here now. But they call it like a shed or like a mercato. A mercato is Italian, right, Michael? Yeah. Because I remember that the owner of that in Siargao is an Italian, and they call it mercato. So that is all over the place now. That is why there are lots of singers you can find all over the place.
Oh, is that where they sing mainly? Is the Mercados?
Yeah, in
Like-
mercados. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
here the set thing here is like it's a big open space. You know, it's a big
Right.
open space, and then you have stalls for the store who wants to rent out. They rent them out. Like you can display some souvenir items, or like a boutique, a bazaar, a food bazaar. Then at the other end is a stall also for like a food shop, a food center, like a food center.
Food bazaar.
A food bazaar, yeah, you call that a food bazaar. And then the people, the crowd will come in, and they have like tables and chairs in the middle. So they can just mingle with anybody, you know. You can go shopping or you can go eating.
Yes.
So there's a stage in front.
Two options.
And then you have the option, yeah. Some, like Jason, sometimes he sings by himself, right? We call it acoustic.
Yes.
Acoustic, and then sometimes he goes with these two band players, like
Yeah.
guitar and
Drums.
the drummer. So he's got two players, a drum and a guitar player.
So we also play
Jake-
trio. A trio.
Yes, yeah. Jason.
Jason, you know, I was Jason, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was surprised. Like, okay, so the American dollar when I was there was 50-1, so you kind of could afford anything. I couldn't believe though that music equipment, like, you know, PA systems, guitars, keyboards, were twice the price that you would pay in America. You know, I was like, wow. You know, it was twice the price. It was very expensive there to buy some of the equipment, you know, like, so I don't know, that's, unless you buy used market stuff, you know. That was interesting.
I don't know what, you already have a big speaker. What is the name of, what brand is that? The name of the speaker?
I think it's a crown.
Crown? Oh, so it doesn't matter anymore. Unlike
Yeah.
before, you have Pioneer, you have those
Yeah.
Iowa, the Pioneer, and those big names.
Pioneer, you're going back to the 70s.
That is what that is what I was thinking. That is why
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am asking him. You know, if there are what names are there nowadays. You know, it's
Pioneer,
different.
very
I
expensive.
remember we went to that mall and we went to that music store there. Remember looking at stuff?
Yeah,
just to look
yeah.
at
I
it,
think
you know?
RJ. I think you know.
It was
that-
funny. Everything was double price.
Yeah, because
Yes.
it's different. But I know already where to buy the cheap ones. Yeah, I know already
Oh,
where
you-
to buy the. Even with the with Jason, Jason knows where to go. So we can find
You can
a
get
good deal.
you can get stuff now, like the QSC stuff that's portable.
Uh-huh.
That it's so powerful, and I mean you can use that for almost like a big show. You could use those QSC
Also,
ones,
the
and you can put them in
quality is very,
a van. You know.
Yes, I think. How much are you renting for that? The speakers.
The food bazaar.
They set up their own sound system.
They're having their own setups, mini concert setup.
Oh, so it is the management itself
Yes.
sets up the sound system, Michael.
Yes, for
The
the
PA.
establishments.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is just sing.
Yes.
I see. Yeah.
Ito sa blue.
Yeah. I have a warehouse full of PA equipment, huge speakers and power amps and
Is
spotlights.
it still
and
by you, Michael? Is it still by
I
you?
just bought. Yeah, it's down here. I can't use it. It's too heavy, too big stuff. It was like for big arenas, and now we fly around with aluminum stuff and small stuff, and it's like so quick. Can't bring it. I have to bring trucks just to get it up there.
Michael.
So it's just sitting and dying.
Wow, sitting and dying. You better send it here to the Philippines.
It'd be too expensive.
No,
It'd be so.
you just pack it in a balikbayan box.
Wow.
It
That's
costs
what you
only
say.
$50. I think $50
That's what you
or
say.
$60.
They're gonna take my passport away from me. No, there's like 20 pieces. It's like gigantic.
That is wise because
it's too heavy. Too heavy.
nah, it doesn't
Like
matter.
you'd need a truck to get stuff from the airport. You'd have to rent a big truck just to get it to your house.
We'll just borrow a truck from my friend Michael. Have you seen this kind of speaker, Michael? You see
Cute.
Which one?
this one? This is a speaker. Have you seen this in
Let's see.
America?
I'm looking at that.
No, here.
I can't really see it on the camera there.
Where's the camera?
What is that? Just a
This
little
one.
wireless?
Little speaker.
Yeah, a Bluetooth.
A Bluetooth speaker.
It's a wireless
Bluetooth?
speaker. Yeah. See? How small is it?
How much price?
Yeah,
Dave?
I've seen those everywhere. I have a few of those.
This small one. I think this is the smallest speaker I have seen. You got?
Here's a Bluetooth.
Yeah, that's big. That's a big one. Oh.
Yeah, this is pretty big.
That is
Yeah,
not a Bluetooth speaker.
this one is smaller.
It's a
These are-
headset.
Yeah, I have little ones too, like that.
Uh-huh.
This
This is
Pin dance,
portable,
pin
so
dance.
you can bring
So
this
horrible.
anywhere
Pin
you
dance
go.
speaker.
Yeah.
Pin dance speaker.
So cute.
I buy equipment. I never use it. Like I forget to use it.
Yeah. Okay. I can send you one. I don't know if.
Stuff are still in the box. I got stuff still in the box. It's like dummy. I bought it 3 years ago.
Oh, so you have to use it
Yeah,
now. You start.
I'm horrible with that.
You will start now.
I gotta get
getting-
motivated.
Yeah, you have to start
I
putting your
need
act
June.
together.
I need June to motivate me. Come on.
Michael, you put your act together now because pretty soon you will be doing a lot of stuff here
Yeah.
with your speakers, with
Yeah.
your headsets and everything. So make sure you bring it here, so we don't need to buy it. I know you have good
It'll be,
ones.
Mama Jewel, I have
it's
some
gonna-
question for Michael.
Jason has a question for you, Michael.
Michael,
Okay.
I have some, as a songwriter, what is your secret to write a song? And it's a big progress to your career. So, what's your secret for composing a song?
Technique?
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, what's your
Okay.
technique?
Yes, a technique.
let me make sure I heard that right.
Yeah,
Julia?
you're like, what is your technique
What's your first?
When you're writing,
when you're
writing
writing
You know,
a
when you write a
usually-
song?
usually you get something in your head, right? So you're whether you're walking along somewhere or at nighttime, and you get this vibe in your head, like of a soundtrack. And so I usually think of soundtrack first. Some people don't; they go lyrics first. But I hear the soundtrack, and then maybe it's only 10 seconds of it, but then you gotta build on that for soundtrack, and then you put words to it later, like, and that's usually how I do it.
Oh,
like, because certain words have a feel for a soundtrack.
So words come later. It should be the sound.
So the melody first.
Yeah, the idea comes first of the word, maybe like one word or something, and you're gonna write it about that girl or that person or something, and but then I'm a soundtrack person. Like I think because I play everything, so I get all excited about the soundtrack, and then I put words to how does that soundtrack feel? Does it feel like that kind of song? So that's the way I've always been, I think.
So I think we are the same, Michael. We're the same techniques.
do you have ability to record there, like home studio stuff or anything, or?
Nah, I'm just using my V8 sound card, a little mixer, and
yeah, that's cool.
Yes.
Not now. It's like that's neat stuff. You could sometimes I have like a lot of big equipment, and sometimes I wish I had little cheap stuff that I could just like quickly, that's probably why I don't, because I have to turn on all the gear and everything every time I want to record something. Instead of having it where it's like right there, you got, But I bought all this stuff. I just never opened it. It's all sitting here.
Michael has all this stuff. Yeah.
I'm a gamer. I'm like a guy, like when the game's on, I'm 100% into it. When it's not on, I'm like, I find all kinds of other things to like do, as Juliet knows,
I know you love cramming. You always do things at the last hour. Even when you travel, you do the
I go to the beach. I go to the beach a lot. Kayak and COVID's been just horrible because it just stopped everything. This is the second year of my life I'm not doing like a Christmas tour, So and that's so much fun.
Yes, but
so Michael, I have some another questions again. Is it true that based on our true experience, when we write a song,
it does break up a little bit. So Juliet, what do you say? I hear your mic, Juliet, real good.
Yes. Jason,
yes.
What is your question?
Is it true that when you write a song based on our own experience in life, so what are the Sikuan na natin.
Sige, Bisaya. Kaya ako yung magkano.
Unsa may mag-una ang sa imong kasing-kasing o sa imong mutok yun?
Oh, so
when you're writing,
when you write a song, what comes first? Is it your brain or your heart?
From the heart.
In putting it in a song.
From your mind.
Heart. Heart all the time. Heart.
Yes.
The heart always.
Heart.
Wow.
I'm horrible. I think that's probably the biggest thing why I certain stuff, like for example, like I left my Sony record deal because of my heart for Our Lady and for Catholic, right? I left that. Then you fall in love, and then I'm kind of a romantic person, like in a bad way, I guess, because like I feel like that fuels everything. You know that old Beatles song, "All You Need Is Love." I'm telling you, that song is kind of silly cliche as all you need is love, but like I've been rich, I've done a lot of things, and it's like, man, when you fall in love with somebody, boom, that wipes out everything. So it's like a drug too,
Yes.
So like Juliet, I know Juliet's addicted to love,
Michael.
like that song, might as well face it, I'm addicted to love, right? That's Juliet. But it is, because it's like a high, and you fall in love one time, and you're gonna chase that. You're gonna chase that feeling. So like, you know, and I haven't met somebody that I've fallen in love with for a while, and it's weird. It's like it makes everything a little bit boring, you know. So, because you had that high, you know, and so it's nice to write about it and stuff, but I haven't. I've been on kind of like a, you know,
Michael.
I don't know.
Michael, you know, you and Jason are riding in the same boat. You are in the
Yeah.
same boat. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jason's got now. Has he got a girlfriend now?
No.
No.
He's fixing his broken heart.
Fixing a broken heart. Yes.
Oh, that's horrible.
Jason
That's
is
horrible.
fixing a broken heart.
Yeah, it's just like you know.
I'm trying to think what song of mine is really good for broken. Oh, I know. Like,
What
so
song?
it's really true that when you write a song, it comes from the heart first.
It comes from the heart.
yeah, I think yeah.
Oh,
If it means something, you know.
extremely amazing.
Jason,
You know-
Jason
you know,
can cry.
You know, I'll tell you a really weird story about
it's
one of
true.
my songs. So I had this song called "Why" that was going up the charts in the '90s, and we had a crew of about 5 extra guys that worked, like, you know, spotlights and stuff like that, and they were on our tour bus, and like this guy, you know, you become really good friends when you're on the road together, living together, like really. And this one guy, Kevin from Long Island, he was on our crew. And this guy, I knew him for like 30 days. He was on our tour bus with us. And we were like somewhere in Texas. And one of the guys played the CD with Y on it, my Y, right? You know, I didn't do it in concert because it was Catholic shows, so I didn't want to, you know, do that romantic stuff. So the guy starts crying, and he was a pretty tough guy, and he goes, this was my song about my wife when we split up and got divorced, and he goes, I used to cry to this every day. I go, you know, that's me. And he goes, what? This whole time the guy never knew that was my song. And so can you know how weird that was? The guy was on our bus. But I think
It's true. It's very
Jason,
weird
Jason,
to
for
write
you, Why is a good. If you're in a sad breakup, Why is a really good song to think about and listen to alone.
You try to
You
listen
know,
his
the
song.
way I
Why?
feel.
Yeah, why?
Uh-huh.
It's very sad, you know. especially if you want to get back with that person and they don't, because that's kind of what it's about. Like, why, you know,
Did
would
you
we ever
cry?
say goodbye? Like,
Michael, did you cry when you wrote that song?
oh yeah, oh yeah. I cried. I cried. I went to the bathroom. Everything.
You cried a river. Jason
I went to the
cried.
bathroom.
Jason cried
Based on my
a bucket.
true experience,
It was sad, you know, but
tears rolled down my
Angel
face.
Angel was another sad one. Trying to think.
Michael, I have
Never
one
let you-
question.
Is that Ivy?
Yes,
Yes.
it's me. Okay, among the songs that you have written and composed, what is the most favorite one that you'd like to keep on listening until now?
Your favorite song among
Um,
your composition?
I think if I had to pick one, because I still do it in encores all the time for years, and it still goes over as one of the biggest songs of the night, probably Today's the Day.
Today's the day.
You know, yeah, because I wrote it on my birthday years ago. I recorded it, you know, and it was kind of a special thing, and that's kind of a neat saying. Today is the day, you know, and so I think that's one. You know, I mean, I Believe's up there. You know, I like them all. You know, they're like your songs when you record them onto like vinyl or CD or something like that. Those songs become your children. So you love all your children, you know, and then you see which ones grow up a certain way. Like, you know, Angel for you is more, you know, sad, but it grows, and Why grows, and I Believe grows, and they're all your kids. So you love them all, whether it's with you or a
When did you
remake of Let It
compose
Be.
the song With You?
That was back in 2000, like around 2001. Right after,
Wow.
like around 9/11.
But really, until
Yeah.
now, it's really nice. It's really cozy to hear whenever I play that song. That's my favorite among your compositions.
I loved. What I loved about that song when I recorded it was I liked the very beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, it goes pop, boom, boom, bam, and it sounds like you're on the sea, doesn't it? It's got that na 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 na.
Yeah, it's very
There's a
nice.
dream.
So Michael,
Now,
can you
what-
give us a sample a cappella of the song called With You?
There's- with you. Let me see how that goes.
Nice.
Thank you.
There you go.
Oh, I know. Let me.
Michael,
I hate
gonna
doing this.
sing for me.
I hate doing this. Wait. Oh, it's just like, there's a dream that I have for me with you. I would live where it's warm by the sea with you. This. That's how it goes. Wait. It doesn't matter how long it takes to come true. I know we'll find two of a kind. Cause no one makes me feel the way I do. With you, that's
Yeah.
with you. That's I sing it.
Thank you so
I sing it a
much,
lot.
Michael.
That's my favorite song, Michael.
I
I sing it a
love
lot prettier with the thing.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
The funny one's gonna
What a
be
smooth
the song. The
voice.
song about Juliet.
Yeah?
Oh, you probably can't hear that.
What is that song?
It's gonna be a fun song about Juliet.
Oh,
And then we gotta shoot a video with Juliet being the superstar in it. I love it.
oh.
Juliet's gonna wear sunglasses and like a fur coat. She's gonna be
Oh,
like the mafia figure.
You're picking on me again. Yeah, Michael.
But everywhere we go is about eating, But she's cool,
See, my dear viewers, my friends, it's really nice to have a friend who is an entertainer, because it can lighten up your day. It brightens your day. Right, Michael?
Hey, Jason, don't trust her with directions.
Okay.
You know, Jason, in Chicago.
Listen, wait. I'm gonna talk about Chicago. Okay, so we had to go down to the Filipino embassy in Chicago. I had to fill out forms and stuff, to get a visa. And downtown Chicago, it's cloudy and dark out and cold. But I'm staying in a nice hotel out in the suburbs. I pick up Juliet. We go downtown. I know how to get there. Okay, so now I know how to get back too. But Juliet is saying like, "Oh no, go this way, go this way." I said, "Well, GPS is showing me to go this way." She goes, "No, go this way." And it's you're talking Chicago, you're talking massive traffic everywhere. So we're driving. I go, "Should I just follow the GPS?" She goes, "No, just keep going, just keep going." Shit, we're going into gunfire in Chicago. We're in the worst neighborhood, and she's like, she looks at me, she goes, "Oh wait, you know what? I think we're going the wrong way." Yes.
She's
And
good.
we got out of there.
A
I
good-
laugh. Though.
Good in navigation. Michael,
You know all the
Don't trust
crime
my
in
mom.
Chicago,
Yeah.
all the shootings in Chicago. That's right where we drove to.
You know, Jason, Chicago is a murder capital of America. Lots of
Yeah, she
shooting.
drives right into the bad neighborhood. She's like, I go, "You sure?" She goes, Yeah, just keep going that way. It's like,
A good
and then she looks at me
navigator.
like, "Well, I don't know. I don't know
Michael,
where it is."
Michael,
She was-
don't
she was
trust my
funny.
mom with navigation. Believe me.
Oh, Michael.
She was funny.
Even here in Cebu, don't trust her with the direction because
I trust
Hey,
my babe
didn't she
because
is
a
start
good,
driving over
tour
there or
guide.
something?
sorry.
I don't drive anymore. I have
No,
my driver.
she has a driver right now, and but sometimes she's the one giving direction where she want to go. and she's
Wow.
she's very, she's very strict, and she will say, yes, that's it, go straight, go straight ahead, and only to realize that it's the end of the road. So okay, make a U-turn. Okay, wait, we have to make U-turn again.
That's the end game.
A good ways. Ways.
He's a good ways.
Oh,
She was a
God.
character. She'd have this big fur coat on, and you couldn't even see you couldn't even see her head in the car. And she's like, yeah. Also, there's a hand coming up. Yeah. Go straight.
Yeah, that's Michael. That's my good friend Michael.
Hey, how about Juliet? How about when so like we'd be on the major freeways in Chicago driving back to the hotel, and you got to watch for the exits. So you're listening to the GPS, right?
Yes.
And you know how the GPS says in quarter mile, please take to the right, right? You know.
Yeah.
So you have to listen. So I kept telling Juliet, don't talk to me when the GPS is going off, because I couldn't hear. She was funny. I said, like, oh, just wait. It was funny. We had a lot of funny stories.
Michael really experienced my worst days.
What a great
I'm
experience.
so calm, though.
Julia.
I'm so calm. I was like very calm.
But Michael is a good guy. You know,
I was very
Jason,
calm.
when Michael has a
Yeah.
concert, and then I will tell him, oh, Michael, you forgot my favorite song to sing. Then Michael will say, oh yeah? What song is that? So I will say, this song. Okay, I'll sing here for you. Like, no, I want it on stage.
Oh.
Oh, Michael. So
Well, it's funny. The one thing we were doing for Filipino people of Surigao one time, and Juliet said, "Oh, you gotta sing with you. You gotta sing with you." So I'm gonna sing with you, and she's not there. So I tell everybody, "Oh my gosh, Juliet must be in the bathroom." So the whole place looks towards the bathrooms,
So you played twice.
and she comes walking out. And everybody starts laughing. Hey, Juliet, tell them about the time I made you stand up. That was the best. That was the.
you tell them. You tell them. We attended
Okay.
a fundraising
Okay,
party.
Jason.
Oh no.
Yes, ma'am.
We're at a, you want me to tell that story?
You
Okay.
will be the one to tell them.
We're-
I'm just listening. Yes. Yeah.
We're at a formal. Now you got to picture this, right? We're at a formal banquet.
Yeah, it
so
was a
everybody's
formal
dressed up
I
nice.
think it was a fundraising. I think Italian
All
fundraising.
the round tables, right? And there's some other Filipino friends that Raul and his wife Pam and stuff. We're all sitting at the table. We're all talking, right? And the lady who's in charge of it is making a big speech, like, where she's really pouring her heart out. Well, Juliet's over here, and she's talking to her friend at the table, and she's talking loud. Like it was, you shouldn't be talking that loud when this lady's pouring out her heart to the whole congregation. So I'm like, Juliet, I keep going, shh, shh, and she keeps talking, right? So all of a sudden the lady says like some name, and everybody starts clapping and cheering. Well, Juliet wasn't paying attention, so I go, she just said your name. Stand up, stand up. She just said your name. Juliet stands up and is waving. She's waving to everybody, and they're like, what the hell is she standing up for waving? And I thought it was so funny. I couldn't stop laughing. Oh my God.
Don't you think that was your one of your most embarrassing experiences?
Yeah, that's one
That was
of
funny. I'm
Michael's
like,
favorite.
Juliet, they just said your name. What? And she got up waving to everybody, and everybody's like, what the hell's with her? That was funny.
Michael.
What an awkward moment.
The way she gets embarrassed too. She can't stop laughing then.
Michael always picked on me whenever we go to parties, We usually go to parties in Chicago. Oh, Michael.
What a funny
And then
moment.
once I came to the Philippines, she was so funny, and then she brings this Maria Faye, her buddy with her, and then it was like everything was funny, So they were a great team. They were cute friends, like the way they were laughing.
You're in a pod.
Yeah, I felt
Michael.
like Jerry Lewis. I felt like Jerry Lewis or something.
So, yes, my dear viewers, Michael really is a good guy, you know. We had good clean fun in Chicago and here in the Philippines. So, I'm sure you will learn to love and like Michael also.
Yes.
Yes, just like
So I have
Juliet was like a mafia princess in Chicago.
and you are
She
the
was with the
godfather,
Filipino
Michael.
people there. Everybody was afraid of her. All the Filipino people were afraid of her. We'd go places. They'd be like, "Oh, Miss Juliet," you know. Oh, you know, it was funny. Plus, she knew everybody.
Yeah.
You know.
Michael.
So Michael, what are the advice of the the local artists and all aspiring musicians in our music industry? So what are your advice for them?
Oh, advice for local artists in the music industry?
Yes.
God, it's so different now because of YouTube, you know.
Yeah.
So YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I mean, it's just like
Social
everybody's
media.
like just
TikTok.
flooding that with players and people singing, and you know, everyone wants to be discovered off that. And whew, it's great that there's an outlet, like I was saying before, but it's like, man, you know, like when I kind of came up, which might be like where you are now, like, you know, we had big rock clubs that were packed, like, you know, for rock music and stuff, and the music industry was different. There was hundreds of record labels, and then about 10 companies bought up all the labels. Now there's only like 10, and they own everything. So I remember talking like Shania Twain. You ever heard of her?
Yeah, Shania.
Shania
Yeah.
Twain.
She's
Yeah,
famous here.
like, yeah, one of the things is like she was complaining about the major, you know, companies, and she had a couple of small albums, but then once she got picked up into the big albums, I remember I was flying into Prague, Czechoslovakia, and I was at the airport, and her stuff was on the radio. You know, it was everywhere. So once you get in the big league, you know, then that has its benefits too. Like, remember the Backstreet Boys?
Yeah.
Remember them?
Backstreet.
Okay. Yeah, they had a bunch of big hits in the 90s, but the one guy lived 2 houses down from me, from Backstreet Boys. But I heard them the first time on a mountain in Medjugorje at some little store, you know, like in that area. And so, I don't know, you know, Philippines has so much talent. Gosh, I don't know. And then, you know, how do you make money being a local kind of artist there? I don't know, do they pay or what, you know, how does that work there?
They're paid in cash.
Is there a
They're paid, of course.
is there an agency that like manages all the bars or places for people that they can
No.
play?
No.
Like, you have to use that.
No,
It's
you
for
just
artists.
go
No?
by yourself, individual.
It's for
Oh,
artists.
okay.
You just go to the management of that.
It's considered it a self-employed.
Yeah. See, Cleveland was when I grew up. It was more of like, you know, like a mafia thing where like you can't, no matter what band you have, you can't play at the big rock clubs unless you're part of the agency, you know, where they get a cut, you know.
Here,
Yeah,
Michael.
I don't know what.
Like Jason will just go to the management of that certain
Establishment?
establishment, and then
Establishments.
talk, talk to the owner, and then the owner will say, okay, you just come on Sunday or Wednesday, then he's hired,
Yeah.
you know.
Yes.
And the payment is
Well,
right after the show.
At the same time,
Yeah.
discovery
Oh,
of your talent of the managements.
uh-huh.
So, like you know, our aspiring talents here in Cebu and also the Philippines continue to pursue your talents, and yes, get ready for you know,
Bigger one. He
to
hopes
be discovered
uh-huh.
on the in different
bigger
establishments.
markets.
Yes.
In the bigger market. So they're waiting to be discovered, Michael. You're
Yeah.
gonna discover them. They're
Ah,
right in
the,
the corner.
Ate Bibs,
Yes.
ato sa ihatag ang oras sa ato mga sukit tigpaminaw. Standby na Sir Mike. Atong takna,
What time?
12 minutos lang sa dili po ta mag alas 12 po sa udto.
Okay, we got 12
Atong
minutes
kanino
more.
sa ikaw ang kinabuhi, ginumala sa atong angkoroman Ate Bibs.
Yan.
Salamatan ato Ate Bibs si nga ato kining lamian kaayo nga Jeep Rock Pizza.
Jeep Rocks Pizza,
Jeep
Michael.
Rock Pizza, pwede matawagan sa cell number 0915-333-8530. O niya, ang pagwapa sa tanang babay, apil na Sir Mike ani kung gusto siya order lipstick gikan ni Ate Angel. Sa tanan nga gusto mo search lang sa tanang pagwapa, i-search lang sa Facebook by Ate Angel. Ang Lumer Skin.
Lumer Skin by Angel.
By Angel.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am, before we proceed, let's do some shout outs to these two avid followers of our program.
Yeah.
Cheche Elacion from Surigao. Hello, Bossing. Good morning sa imo. And also to my godmother, Mama Pam Polinar and Papa J-Boy
Oh, they're
Farhat.
listening right now.
They're
Pami and
watching.
J-Boy.
They're watching from their home right
Oh,
now.
thank you for
Wow.
watching.
Good
Yeah.
morning.
Surigao.
So no. Here in Talamban, Cebu.
You're in
The
Talawan,
other
Cebu.
one, my good friend Cheche Elacion from Surigao. She is a fire
Surigao.
officer. Yeah.
He's a fire officer.
Yes. You'll be surprised. I'll let you meet her. She's single.
That's good. Oh yeah.
She's single, Michael.
Oh,
Look at I saw Danny's ears perk up. Danny's listening.
Dad is listening. Yeah. Michael is observing us. We can't hide from Michael. Yeah. So who else, Ivy?
So far, those are the new viewers of our program
Ah.
right now. And also, by the way, 24 sharers. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you for sharing.
We have 24
We have
sharers right
24
now.
sharers, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Ikaw ang imong kinabuhi.
Ikaw ug ang imong
Kinabuhi.
Kabuhi.
Ikabuhi.
Say it, Michael.
Kinabuhi.
Oh.
Ikaw ang nang imong kinabuhi. I always say it like a Japanese war movie.
Good job, Michael.
Japanese accent.
Just your
Ikaw
answer.
ug ang imong kinabuhi.
Oh,
Just like
you're
Ilonggo.
close to it, Michael. You're closer. You're closer.
Tuyayatan mitaw.
Ikaw ug ang imong kinabuhi. Yes, my dear viewers, it comes every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Every Saturday, yeah.
Yes.
Please tune in, and then you will meet different kinds of people from all walks of life.
Different stories.
And from different
life
stories, real dramas, real experience. So it's really nice. Life is sharing.
Michael,
Thank you.
do you have something to say to Sir Danny? Kuya Dan?
I like Kuya Dan's a good. I saw him on a few of his. I guess are you doing political
Yes,
commentary?
yes, political commentary.
Yeah,
program.
he's really good. You know, I feel bad that a lot of times I can't hear him. It's like Juliet's mic's the one that comes through the most, and I know Danny's gonna when I come there. Danny, we'll work on. What we'll do is I'll say your language, you'll say mine, and we'll be funny. We'll go eat and like order food
Eating
and
disorder.
stuff, you know. But I know he's pretty sharp with that stuff. I saw him.
Yeah.
I thought he was really good.
Every
And I
3
know
o'clock.
June's a great radio host. You know.
Yeah, June also.
Yeah,
June
is
has a new radio program, right? Kuya June, come.
What is the
Yeah,
title of
June.
your program? Yes, Kuya June.
It's
Kuya
called
June has a new program.
it's called Kulata. It's like boxing, hitting.
Kulata is-
Kulata means mole,
Mole. Yeah.
moling. You you manhandle.
The crooks in government.
The
Rock one.
Now, June, you must have a lot of stuff going on because of the elections coming up, right? Or what?
yeah, sure.
He's a hard commentator as well.
There are lots
Is
of-
it dangerous? Is it dangerous over there to be a political commentator during election season?
Oh,
Yeah, just
sure.
a month ago, or a month or 7 weeks ago, the one handling my radio program has been shot dead. His name is Ray Cortez. We are 3 journalists in the family. My uncle, my cousin. Two of them had really also died, and the one living, they were shot dead also. It's
He
very
survivor.
dangerous here. It's very dangerous here in this country.
Yeah. You know, if you are
Didn't,
a hard hitter. Yes, Michael.
Didn't the mayor just pass away or somebody there?
The city, Cebu
The
City
mayor,
Mayor.
the city mayor.
Yeah.
The city
Yeah.
mayor passed away yesterday. They had their
Last week.
interment yesterday. He was buried yesterday.
Oh yeah, I saw something about it. You know, what that brother Sok, is he still around or is he okay?
Brother Sok is still very active. Yeah. So you try to tune in on June's program. What time is it, June?
7:30 Philippine time.
What time?
7:30 in the morning Philippine
Oh,
time.
7:30 to
8:30, 1 hour.
8:30. Oh,
Wait,
it's
what
night.
time?
7:30
June
to
shows
8:30.
7:30 to 8:30 in the morning, so that's
Yeah,
nighttime for us.
What day? Every day?
Monday to Friday.
In this station? Huh? Monday to
On that,
Friday?
In
on the
DYRB.
90.3.
Oh, no.
No,
No.
in radio station DYRB, 540.
540
Right.
kilohertz. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
DYRB.
7:33.
So it will be more on political commentaries. Yeah. That is June Kanya. And then, yeah. Yes,
I'll just call in and yell "Mabuhay" and hang up.
Yeah, you surprised Kuya June. You've been with Kuya June program when you came over. Right, Kuya June?
Yeah.
You have
Yeah,
guested
yeah.
in his program 2 times.
Yes, yes.
So, he is more on political commentaries. And what about you, Kuya Dan?
Your program. What time
Your
is
program, your
1 to 1:30, Monday to Saturday.
1 to 1:30 every
Yes,
day?
every day.
And the Saturday
What station?
station.
DYRV,
540.
yes, and also
Every
FM
Saturday.
station,
FM station.
Vin FM 91.7 FM.
How about here in Bisdak Radio?
Bisdak Radio, every 3 to 5 p.m. every Saturday.
What's the title of your program?
Commentary program, Batikos.
Okay, the program of the Kuya Dan is
Batikos.
Batikos.
3 to 5.
And the other one is
Every Saturday.
Kulata. Oh, dear viewers, can you imagine that? Batikos, meaning, how do you say Batikos in English?
Batikos.
It's like,
Kulata.
it's also like Kulata. It's the
Kulata.
same word.
The same kulata,
It's
yes.
synonym. It's synonym, Michael, but they just, how you call it? Different style. But still the
Wow.
same.
What? You know, we got to go. Now, are you in Cebu right now, or are you guys in Talisay?
We are here in Cebu.
Cebu City.
Cebu.
Close
Oh, okay.
close to the provincial capital. Yeah. Yes, Michael.
We got to go to that. Remember that restaurant over on the way to SM? We sat outside. It was right on the water area.
Yeah.
Yes.
You like that place?
I met Danny there and Brother Sok and them.
Oh,
Remember?
that's already. Michael, that place is already fully developed. There are already
Wow.
like a fisherman's wharf over there.
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
That is how it looks now, the fisherman's wharf. So
I had Lichan Kawali.
yeah, Lechon Kawali is waiting for you, and it's shoot to kill food. You know, so you will have more fun this time, Michael. You already have a group to go with you, to entertain you. We have our singer here,
This time,
Jason
you can
Durham.
sneak out from mom because you have Danny, you have June, and you have Jason to escort you. So, mom will be out from your house.
And no, we gotta have Juliet around. She's funny. Juliet and Maria Faye are just too damn funny. They're funny.
Yeah, you will not forget.
So, whenever you date a Cebuana girl here, when you come, you want mom and Maria Faye to be with you?
Wait, and Danny and June and
And
So,
everybody.
we have
the
another
whole
one,
team.
Jason.
Well, I have like an entourage. I have an entourage. Where I show up, everybody's like,
You're like on trial.
So, it's an entourage.
Yeah.
Every time you
Dan-
date a
Dan-
woman, entourage.
Dan and June will have their guns on them. They'll have their guns. They'll be like security.
Just like my friend. If you marry me, then you have to marry my friends. You have to marry my
That's right.
pet. The pet dogs. The pet
That's right.
cat. So, everybody.
No, they have to. Before I date somebody, they have to sit down like for 20, 30 minutes with each one of you individually and talk to them.
So we
And
are
then
the
we
screener.
all get together. You go, think I should date her? She's pretty. It's like, no, I don't like her. I don't like her. Something she said.
Oh,
That'll
yeah.
be funny.
I pity that girl, whoever she is.
Hey, Ivy, what happened to that buddy that was a chef?
The chef.
John. That was John Aquino.
John, yeah.
Yes.
What happened to him? Where's?
He's here. Yeah.
Is
I
he still
think
friends?
he's working with another company. Yeah. But he's here.
Is he still?
You're in Cebu.
He's in Cebu yet?
Yes, he's in Cebu.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
Yeah, you gotta meet him soon
He's pr-
again. Yeah.
I remember he worked in a big like hotel. or
Hotel,
something,
yeah.
right? Like,
Before, but now it's a different company, and he's with somebody now, so it's rarely we can go out and hang out because he has
tell my-
girlfriend. Yeah.
Tell him I said hello.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, so it's almost 12 noon now, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my
so
gosh.
it's time to go now, Michael. It's 12 noon. 12 midnight.
Time
now
for you to sleep.
Time to sleep for you, Michael. Thank you for coming and what
Say something, Michael.
say something, Michael, for your parting words.
Oh, I would like to. I love hearing when she does a shout out where everyone is from. Because I wish I had a map, like a Google Maps, when she says it, because I like to know where all of you are from, and I think it's so interesting, and it's going to be so fun to meet people that were listening to us, like live in person. Like we should do so. Everybody who's like, we should remember everybody who's on here, and try and get it so like at least we have like some kind of party after concerts or something like that, where we, have some beer or something, everybody together, and it'd be like. The Bisdak group,
Yeah, sure.
So that would be fun.
This coming December 18 and 28, we're gonna have our party. So we will just.
Danny, good seeing you, man.
We will
Good seeing you,
just.
Danny.
Yeah, Michael, we will just include you in our, let's say, virtual, okay?
Right.
You can still
Danny,
join
Jason,
with us, virtual.
June, good seeing you. Angel, good seeing you.
Here is Angel. We will take a picture of you, Michael. You look so sharp
Where's Angel?
today. Yeah, for
Oh wait, are we
our-
taking pictures?
For
Are we
our
taking pictures?
yes, for our group, So
Michael, can you
Michael,
can you
wave, Michael, wave your hand.
say hi?
You say hi. Hi, Michael.
You wave. You wave.
You-
I'm on video.
Michael,
You're
wave
on
your
video,
hand.
Michael.
You're on video.
You're on video.
Oh, you're doing video? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so say something. You say-
Mabuhay! Mabuhay!
Take a picture of us, all of
Philippines!
us.
Mabay Philippines, yeah. Say, yeah.
Mabuhay, Philippines!
Yeah. Mabuhay. My dear viewers, you have just met our team. Ikaw ug ang imong kinabuhi. With our big boss here, Michael Russell O'Brien.
Ikaw!
Oh, all the way
Ugandam.
from
Iman.
Florida, USA.
Kinabuhi.
Oh yeah, kinabuhi means life. You and your life. Yeah.
Wait, Kinabuhi means light?
Yeah, life.
Life. Coke adds life. Okay, that's life.
You and your life.
You and your life is the English version of our program, Michael. We are
Kinabuhi.
excited to
I like
see
that
you.
word.
So thank you so much again, my dear viewers.
Thank you guys. Good seeing you guys.
Next Saturday. Okay, it's a date, and keep tuning, and you will meet all kinds of people here, all walks of life, real drama, real experience, and real people. Thank you, and see you.
Bye, Michael.
Bye, Michael.
Bye, Michael. Good night. Have a nice weekend, everybody.
Bye, Angela.
Nice weekend
Bye,
to
everybody.
all of you. Okay.
Bye, Maria Faye.
To Maria Faye, special to Maria Faye. Okay. Jason will do the, how you call this?
No, here's the technician.
Good night, Julieta. Bye, Julieta. Bye, Julieta.
Bisdak Radio, ang online radio sa mga bisaya kay sa Bisdak Radio. Sika ka!
Bisdak Radio, online nationwide and worldwide.